starting here. This is what
Yeah, we're starting here now.
This is the part because we've started it like 3 different times now, and I keep fucking up.
What's our Chromosome 2 podcast?
Chromosome 2 podcast C2P.
Chromosome 2, that's the name for now.
Wait, don't abbreviate it. Don't abbreviate it. Don't abbreviate. Don't abbreviate Cyberpunk like that. Don't abbreviate Cyberpunk like that.
So I wanted to start off with a little history lesson.
Oh, okay. There we go.
With the history lesson first. And you guys can see up there, right, where I have the...
Well, if you want the camera to see, you got to...
No. That's, we'll worry about that later. But eventually we're going to get a TV in here we can show. But so that is a Ancestry.com tree, right?
Yeah.
And you could pretty much do anything with it. So what I did was, if you're going to start a tree off, might as well start at the beginning, right? So the Big Bang.
This is the ASMR portion of the podcast. Right now, the man right next to me, Rom, is showing an ancestry tree of the whole entire galaxy.
So of course we know the Big Bang started around 13.8 billion BC, and then I have the next one is the Milky Way galaxy at 13.6 billion BC, and then the next one of course is the Sun at 4.6.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? 4.6? Yeah, 4.6 billion. And then next is Earth, and that's at 4.5 billion. And then that's so these are basically what is understood as working theory. Remember we talked about it. There's a law, theory, and hypothesis, right? So this is a working theory on the dates of the Big Bang, the Milky Way creation, and the Sun creation, and the Earth. So then the next thing I did was primates. Like when did primates come around? So primates came around like 56.
What type of monitor you got?
Up there?
Yeah, over there. I'm talking about like the actual monitor that you like use.
The TV or the computer?
The computer.
Oh, it's a Mac. I don't know what.
Okay, I just typed it in and I was like, can you take a screenshot on a Mac? And you can.
Yeah, you
and
can.
I was wondering if you could take probably a screenshot of that, somehow put it on your phone and send it to him, so they could look at it.
You probably just send me the link.
Yeah, send him a link.
Well,
yeah.
the link is private, so you can't really look at it. So no one fucks with the tree.
Fair enough.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So the next thing is, of course, is primates. When did primates come around?
Yeah.
And so when you think of, like, I think they're called new primates. It's EU, new primates, which means basically first.
I thought these guys were gonna be metal.
Yeah, I thought it was like new metal or new males.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so
not that last part.
Yeah, new primate. That right around 56 million BC is right when primates are pretty much around. Right, that's when they kind of like they're present basically.
Yeah, you can. Okay.
And so that's where I'm at right now as far as like the primates. I didn't get any further into that. I only traveled a couple of billion years. The next thing after primates would be haplohymny. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I need you to hit that one again.
Haplohymny. I don't know how to spell that. So it's HOPLORHINI.
Editor Brad, how do you pronounce that?
Haplorini.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad.
So basically when primates are in existence, from that about 1 million years later, it pans over into 2 branches, and we're from the the haplohymy branch, right? And then so the other branch that went off became the goddamn, where are those little monkeys?
Oh,
the little,
like lemurs?
Yes, lemurs. So the other branch became the lemurs later on. And this other branch that's us, that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm stuck. So I've gone from the beginning of time to there, and that's where I'm at. So primates. So like, if you understand like the time that has passed, we're at 56 million BC from the Big Bang to that. And so I'm going to cover those 55 million years. I'm going to cover it over time, but it'll be advancing like billions of years, millions of years. We'll be advancing. So I figured. So I skipped a lot of time when the Earth was created. Went straight to the primates, and the next thing after the primates is really cool. So the primates basically of all monkeys, lemurs, great apes like us, and what we look like. What did it fucking look like, right? So it's basically, imagine a monkey with a tail that lived in the trees. That's where we're at.
Yeah, when did the tail disappear?
So, okay, it was not until the apes. That's later on. I noticed that too because that's where I'm at right now as far as time.
Yeah.
The tail, the two groups. I'm not going to pronounce them properly, but anyway, the two groups, our group, the haplohyny, those in that group split to where you see the apes, the great apes, basically. The tail starts to disappear, and that's where we get the tail end pretty much later on. We're no tail basically. So that's why
girls with tails.
Huh? We're basically tailless monkeys. Yeah, hairless, tailless monkeys.
But we can swim. Monkeys can't.
No, some can.
Really?
They can
some
swim.
can.
Because right now, I know we've talked about this in the first two podcasts, but this is like I'll just keep repeating this shit over and over again.
Yeah.
But apes are in the Stone Age right now. They're in the Stone Age right now. And now what's really cool is when you see the New Age monkeys. They're little monkeys the little howler monkeys in Panama and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you look at them, they look so cute, right? They're little cute little monkeys. And I could just imagine that little monkey had a gun and some armor. And just, that was just I was like, that looks so cool.
There's some neat footage I'm putting up right now of some guys who gave a monkey a gun.
Oh,
yeah, I see. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's from a movie.
I think
is
it's
that a movie?
I thought it was from a movie. It wasn't. I didn't think.
no,
it
it's not real, but it's pretty funny though.
Yeah, it is really.
Do you think
The monkey's real.
Do you think the monkey can withstand the recoil?
I'm
Oh,
imagining they actually put blanks in
Oh,
it
yeah.
and they let it just fucking.
It probably
Because
could.
the gun does fucking jerk back.
I know, dude. That's
Did
crazy.
you see? Okay, so we need to pull out the video and like analyze it a little bit. I swore it looked like the ground was impacted by bullets.
Yeah.
Do you know about After Effects?
Well, I do, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, that'd be really funny if they gave a loaded AK to a monkey.
That would be insanely fun.
it
That would be next level.
it will be dangerous as shit, but it will be amazing.
Well, that's when Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes is a
Planet
good
of the
series.
Apes. You know that was interesting because they had to do with it was an Alzheimer's medication or something like that. That was supposed to reverse it, and then it started giving monkeys like the ability to gain intelligence, which is really amazing, honestly. Now, my only question is would it have any effect on their genetic structure? Because
It essentially would be like gene therapy.
that's basically what it would be. Because we also we talk after the podcast and everything like that. We talked about the Chromosome 2, and that's essentially what we named it.
For now.
Until
Until we find out someone else beat us to it by like a week or a day.
Honestly,
Yeah, I know.
if we find
Exactly.
it again, I'm just going to call it fucking you name it. That's basically it. And somebody's probably already taking that.
Podcast.
You name
Whatever
it
the fuck
podcast.
you want to call us, that's what we are.
That's basically it. You
There'll be a
name
vote.
it.
Oh, you don't want
we
you don't
should-
want no.
Podcasty McPodcast face.
You heard
That's
Apple
the name.
when
Yeah.
Gatorade tried to make give us a name for our new Gatorade.
Well, they did.
You know what I'm talking about?
They did that with
No, but I
Mountain
can only
Dew.
imagine.
They
Yeah,
did that with
no.
Mountain Dew. They
I'm not
did
even
that
gonna repeat
with a burger from McDonald's.
Look it up.
No,
we
no,
won't put it on screen, obviously.
No.
but-
It's an internet historian video that he's talking
Yeah,
about.
internet historian video. You watch
How
him.
did I miss that? I'm
He-
subbed him.
Yeah, he.
No,
he's
it's an
got a
old
lot of
video,
good
dude.
videos.
It's an old video. You have to look at it.
Bro. Okay. So I went down the Turkey Tom rabbit hole
Yeah.
listening to some of his videos at work because I ran out of other stuff to listen to, but no diss on Turkey Tom. He does good stuff. But like, he reminded me of people I listened to when I was in my teens that I like
Completely blanked on.
Really?
Yeah, like grade A, under A.
Oh, I watched him the other day. He
Does he still upload?
Yeah.
Really?
He did something about the election, actually.
Holy shit, dude.
So it was supposed to be a part series, and it was supposed to be shit talking the candidates. And he did one about Kamala, and it was funny as hell. And then he was like, "I'm going to do Trump, but I don't know how the election is going to turn out." And then like Trump won, and he was like, "Well, I think he
Guess I
changed
gotta
that
do
video.
Trump now."
I think he changed it a little bit, but it was really amazing. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily like his work. He's a good guy, I bet, but I don't like
Yeah,
necessarily.
he seems like a good bloke.
a good bloke.
But the video's still fresh in my mind, so the whole like Keemstar debacle and Leafy is here, which, by the way, Leafy's coming back.
Oh,
Really?
what?
Well, I mean, he kind of did for a little bit. I didn't follow it any further.
Is he
I
curving
just-
his chin again? Is he...
Probably, but he had his nudes leak, and that's where he came back into the scene. Where
Nudes.
yeah, this big old fucking dude's fucking hung if that's real.
Oh.
No homo.
But-
Leafy, you got a nice cock.
By the way, me over here can still pick
He's
me
got
up.
no-
Is it picking up me
no
good,
chin.
or-
yeah, it's picking up you good. Sometimes it's cutting me out though. I'm noticing that. So.
Is it because I'm too loud, or?
I don't know, but I did notice for the beginning of the podcast, you might notice there was a little bit of an audio echo that I didn't realize because it sounded so much better than our previous setup.
Yeah.
We have the mic turn off on the camera?
Oh yeah.
It should be. I swear to God, if it picked
You
it
wanna
up
check it?
again.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Dude, if we made it this far into it, like there.
Yeah, but you played a playback and it was fine.
Yeah, but it sounds good
Mm-hmm.
because comparatively to our old setup, which by the way we've upgraded a little bit. I don't know.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
we got the
noticed.
Yeah,
mic
we do.
now.
Yeah. Especially with that mic over there too, next to him, next to Rom.
Can you?
No, it looks like it's muted. Yeah, right there, webcam.
As long as that's the actual webcam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
no! Do we have to scrap this?
Take a little break.
no! I mean, yeah, we could restart, but it's
Wait, what? Oh no! Are you serious?
We don't.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of echo no matter what because this is a studio
Okay.
condenser and that's a dynamic.
Yeah.
So this is
But
gonna
you
pick
play-
you up
you-
and it's gonna pick us up as well.
But you played playback,
Yeah,
and if that mic was on, we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
You didn't hear.
Oh yeah, because the only input would have been this one.
So we're good.
I think we're good so far.
I think we're having an autistic fit about
Yes,
this. I am.
We having the tism.
I'm having this super
Autistic
rhythm.
fit.
God damn it! I should have waited until I finished my pizza to eat this.
Yeah,
To eat the cigarette.
yeah, to eat this. Yeah. I mean, you could do it. It's just gonna burn a little bit.
Because that they came in. We're talking like, what is the podcast about? And I think we've said it a million times, but basically is consciousness, philosophy, and politics.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And then pop culture is going to creep into that
Oh yeah,
because
it's all in there.
the original name, politics, is downstream from culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then
Downstream.
it was downstream. But then we
Shout
went-
out Downstream Podcast.
Oh yeah. They have like 200 plus videos.
Yeah, you're,
Damn.
Not,
You're
not
you're good
videos.
at picking names, okay? You know what?
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
give it to you. You're good at picking names.
And then interlinked. That
And
was it.
interlinked.
And then interlink
We
that
missed,
dude.
we missed
Now
that
that
one.
was a funny story. I don't know if we even
He
touched on
literally
it.
started like a month before us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like several months actually.
Did we start after the election?
No, we were right before that first
Yeah.
one we recorded. We didn't know who.
We didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea.
We
We
did
just
the
said
first
fuck
and
it, let's
second.
do
This
it.
is podcast number 3.
This
right?
would be number 3 if I release all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, we really so.
I know. I'm already editing it so much that it's like if I don't release it, then I would have sunk hours into it.
Well,
So
don't
I
spend
have
too
to.
much time. Just let it go.
I know.
Because look, see how we're getting better already.
Yeah.
It's
improving. It's just.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the only issue
Editing will be the same
I
process.
think the only issue that we got is the cursing.
I think I need to just fucking.
Yeah, the cursing.
I need to
Oh
just-
well.
Yeah, oh well, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Trump's in there, so fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah, fuck it,
We're,
we
we're
ball,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
It's just gonna hurt us in the early parts though, so
Nah, no big deal.
it's gonna have to spread word of mouth a lot because the algorithm ain't gonna do anything to help us.
No, explain that to me, because he was that I don't.
What do we mean?
So advertisers don't like it when you swear, and YouTube is beholden to the advertisers, to the point where if you don't monetize your videos, they won't even recommend you in the algorithm.
Wow.
Well, they will, but they won't recommend you as hard.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about.
So we just don't curse or try not to curse.
Try not to curse.
But if you bleep it out, but you got to listen to the whole freaking podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is better if you don't curse because it kind of gives a little bit of class.
Yeah.
And, anyone can listen to it and not be because as funny as it is, cursing just does kind of lower the bar.
It does.
Yeah, a little bit.
It does a little bit, but it's
But
okay.
it's like a spice. If you use the spice
Yeah,
too much,
if you
it
lo-
ruins the meal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta
Well, like
find the.
well, Trump is like the first president to ever be recorded cursing.
He's the spiciest president.
Yeah, he's
He's
definitely.
the spiciest president.
He's not the first. Jefferson is actually the first Trump.
He's the first one in public addresses to do that. Where
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson would literally like whip out his fucking. There we go again.
Yeah,
Whip
yeah.
out his Johnson, and then it's like, isn't that huge? And like to people
Who
in the White
did?
House.
Who did?
Lyndon B. Johnson,
Oh, yeah. I've heard.
Kennedy's vice president, who became president after the CIA. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, I thought that was Nixon.
No, Nixon
No.
didn't have JFK killed.
No, that's not what. No, that's not what I meant. No. Was it Lyndon B. Johnson? Who was? Because his vice president Nixon. I'm talking about Nixon now. His vice president got in some really shady shit or something like that.
What was his name?
Well, I don't know, but he
I only
had.
know it because of Futurama, but I forgot it already.
I swore it was Lyndon B. Johnson with Nixon,
Mm.
and then Nixon with Watergate, and then he pardoned Nixon.
Yeah, because Nixon lost to Kennedy. Kennedy won. Then Johnson came in, and then Nixon came in after that.
I think they pardoned him because the Watergate thing, that whole. Okay,
Then
the
Ford.
guy who broke Watergate was his first story. Well, maybe not his first, but like his first like
Oh, the person
official
who.
like big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So telling me this fresh out of like school to become a journalist guy rips like the biggest conspiracy ever, like unveils it. Who tipped him off? Who's his source?
Deep Throat.
Yeah, he deep throated it.
Well, he was. I think that guy Deep Throat. He was a part of the FBI. That was the guy that tipped him off. He was FBI. I forgot his name, but he was like deputy secretary or something like that, or whatever names that would be, deputy director.
It's been so long since I went down the rabbit hole of that I probably shouldn't talk too much about it because I'll be certain stuff that I don't actually.
Yeah. So just for clarification.
I just know something.
If you guys correct us in the comments, that'd be really great. If editor man doesn't get to it yet, so
There won't be any comments.
they won't. Just turn off comments, bro. We don't want any.
No,
engagements.
not that. No one's gonna write any
There
comments.
was one of my buddies who was doing a live stream, and like I went in to watch to support him, and I was like the only person watching his live stream.
Oh.
But I didn't realize I was logged into the official our channel.
Oh,
logged in
goodness.
watching, and I think I commented on it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So
Be careful.
yeah, nope. I learned.
You learned
What'd
real
you do?
quick.
What would you do?
I might have said that Alex Jones revealed some stuff CIA related. I don't know. When I was looking at it though, when I pulled it up later, it did not show that comment. So that was like YouTube backend deleting that. If it did, but he replied to it like he saw it, like the guy who was streaming. So funky stuff going on there. Oh.
No, a little bit.
Well, and remember, like I said last time, we shouldn't be afraid to voice our opinion. It's just not. That's part of the freedom of speech.
It's our right to to talk.
Oh, but the point of that is, it doesn't matter how small you are. Eventually, people will catch on. They'll go back through your backlog. At least someone knows your people will. So,
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't know. This will be like archive stuff. If someone wants to see the humble beginnings.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
basically.
The idea too, you're talking about different venues, and I think Rumble was another one we should probably go on to also.
Dude, Dr. Disrespect's going on Rumble.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's like hyping it up, like, yeah, Rumble, and I'm like, message to Minor. I don't know how to feel about this.
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
I
I
heard
like
that,
Rumble, but I didn't care for Dr. Disrespect before. I knew he was a character, but after hearing about that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
Well, how many times that's his second or third time he's cheated on his wife, I think?
I don't care about the cheating on his wife part. It's
Yeah, I don't
like
care about-
talking to a minor that I'm like,
Not a good idea, dude. I always liked his little, how come you, but not me? Like, I know somebody who has Bitcoin, and when they get more Bitcoin, and then, how come you, but not me? He's like, because you're a loser, that's why. I don't know.
Dude, Michael Saylor, he bought, what was
Well,
it,
yeah,
like,
40-something million.
Oh. And
Yeah.
it might be a top signal, though. That's why I'm scared of. Like
Top single.
A top signal, my bad.
Oh.
I think it's a top signal because he bought the top
Yep.
the first time. Or
Yep.
not the first time. The last bull run, he bought the top on that, and he was one of the people that helped make it a double top.
As I'm telling you, he does not sell.
He also doesn't think there's a bad price to buy it, too,
No.
which is, like, insane when you
What
have
is
that level of money.
No, okay,
thrown at it.
talk about Trader. No, was it Bitcoin University? Crater? The guy's name's Crater. I forget his. So that guy talks about Bitcoin.
All I know is the people I listen to, they dunk on Bitcoin University. So I
Yes.
don't
Okay.
watch them that much.
Okay. Fuck those guys. Just said that because Bitcoin University. He was saying, like in one of the latest videos I watched, he's saying, "When is it too late to buy Bitcoin?" The answer is no.
No.
But he said, if it gets to $10 million, I don't know.
I look at it from, if you are an actual investor and you can hold on to stuff and
Long term.
yes,
Yeah.
then there is no bad time to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, no bad time.
If you're a normie and you can't hold on to shit for more than a month without having a fucking
That's
fit,
called new money because you can't hold on to shit.
Right.
Then fuck you. That's what you
then
get.
I would recommend, not financial advice by the way, none of this
Yeah.
is financial advice. We are not, none of us are licensed. This is all us
Yeah.
just spitballing.
Just
Don't
talking.
listen to people on the internet for
Yeah.
advice.
Do not trust the internet.
Yeah, we're not real. Dead internet theory, but
Mhm.
I forgot what to say. Oh, for normies, probably wait till a few weekly red candles type dealio, not financial advice, before you go short-term trading, which
Because
is
they're
like,
not going to understand it.
Yeah.
They're not going to understand it.
if you're not willing to hold on to it for like years, probably don't touch it yet. Don't touch right now.
Yeah. Because it will go up, it will come down. There's a 4-year cycle
Exactly.
on the blockchain.
What do you do?
It will happen.
We're all trying to rug BlackRock. That's the goal here. They're trying to rug all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to rug BlackRock. Otherwise, we won't own anything.
Just to quote a very fabulous video game, Battlefield 1, they push, we push. Just remember that, folks. We push, they push, we push.
Like, they're pushing, and we're pushing, and eventually we're going to slip into them or they're going to slip into us. What?
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 I don't know. Something's not computing here.
No compute, no compute. It's like-
Or you talk bad about Bacon University, FU. Talk bad about Michael Saylor, FU too.
Hey, I'd still hold Bitcoin University in higher regard than somebody who's just like F all cryptocurrency. Like, those people are going to be left behind, left in the dust, and they're still going to be mad about it.
They're going to be trying to go
Cognitive
for table
dissonance?
scraps.
Yes.
Cognitive dissonance. So they can't. No, this is no. I missed
speaking
it.
about that,
Yeah.
that's never mind. That's a different thing. Never mind.
Never mind.
Never
Why are you
mind.
trying to
Well, I
derail
was
us? Why are you trying to derail us?
You talking to me?
Let's get to the real meat and bones of this podcast. You changed your glasses.
No, this is the meat. Yeah, so this is the meat potatoes right now. I guess.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I did
Jeffrey
change.
Dahmer,
Yeah, so like before in the previous 2 videos, right? So far, I had I had those literally lame glasses, and now I have my Jeffrey Dahmer glasses right here.
Dude, I need to watch that show. I've seen the memes of like, we're gonna put on this show and we're gonna sit and watch it. Like,
Yeah,
What, the
we're gonna sit
show?
and watch it.
No, we talking about
the Dahmer documentary.
Netflix.
It's like a biopic type deal.
I'm not. I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the same guy who made like the Menendez brother thingy, but that's fallen under
Josefina!
controversy too. And like
And it-
Gavin Newsom's trying to gain some brownie points by saying, oh well, they've been wronged by saying that they were incestuous, so we need to release them from prison. 'Cause
Wait, what?
I'm going
Oh, the
so
two-
far off the rails right now.
Yes, you are.
all the two
Menendez
brothers.
yeah, they killed their mom and dad because their dad like
Oh, screw
abused
them. Leave them in prison.
Right? Yeah, they still murdered a dude, so they probably shouldn't let him out because someone
No.
besmirched their name.
Oh, get the hell. It's just so. God, it's just so stupid, man.
Yeah.
Golly, what a mess.
That's that. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. I guess.
Oh, did we? No, I already talked. I think we already talked about
We're
that.
talking about what?
I'm just like, when is a good time to start talking about DMT?
Oh my God, is this the psychedelic episode?
We're about to be 30
minutes in, so it
should be fine.
The Fabled Psychedelics episode?
Well, like, because the idea that I wanted to present to the podcast was a little bit of history, like we did earlier,
Yeah, yeah.
and then just let it roll into anything else, which is fine.
Just disclaimer, right quick. We do not suggest doing any of these.
Oh, shut the
Any.
fuck up.
Purely entertainment.
Stop talking.
Yeah,
Can you mute the mic?
Yeah, mute the mic. Yeah.
Mute the mic on that. No, man, no. You don't talk.
I don't talk.
I'm the gatekeeper for DMT.
You're the
okay?
gatekeeper.
I just muted myself.
No, don't do that.
No, that's
Share
not.
mic.
That's,
No,
That-
let me fucking say that.
You
all right?
fucking say it, man. Jackass.
No. I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I'm just talking shit when I say I'm the gatekeeper of Bitcoin. I'm the gatekeeper of DMT.
I believe there should be some gatekeeping.
You by far have
Well-
had the most intense psychedelics out of all of us.
Yes. Yes.
By far.
Well, yeah, I think from a lot of people, even in this area too.
Like, I went like the mid-tier, like
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. The mushrooms level, that's the farthest I went. It was like, I don't even remember the dosage I did, but it was enough to where I could like...
Magic mushroom.
Yes, magic.
Oh, okay.
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
It's silly.
Yeah, silly. But that's the farthest I ventured down the psychedelics rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and it was a good experience. I handled it with respect, and I was with a good crew of people who were also tripping as well. We had a trip sitter. It was great.
That's the way to do it.
We were at a buddy's house, and his uncle was sleeping downstairs, so it was really fun when we were all trying to sneak out like tripping balls.
Well, I think I'm not the authority on it. I'm just going to like give examples of like what. So the connection between like the what the history lesson and to the DMT, I think I don't know if we. I can't remember. This story always repeats in my head all the time. I'm not sure how many times I've said it on the podcast.
I don't think you have.
About the two-dimensional image. Okay, you're gonna put up a picture of the galaxy. The cone. look up a galaxy creation of the universe, Big Bang to the cone where it shows the universe expanding. Remember I told you about that?
I think I know what you're talking about there.
Okay, so he'll show a picture of it.
Did you didn't show him any pictures of it, did you? when
No,
you were talking
I could
about
put-
it?
I could send you some. I could show you too what I'm talking about later on. You can see what I'm talking. So, when it comes to like you were saying earlier about we don't recommend, that's true. That's
No.
advice. Let me
I
finish.
just want to say to cover my
And
ass.
then no. Let me don't. I'll cover. It's all. Look at me when I talk about
just
that.
for
Here's the analog.
There you go.
view.
Right there. Is that a good picture or no?
More of a cone. Keep going through it.
Okay.
It's like a cone shaped, going
I
from
know.
left to
You
right.
you
Yeah.
showed me it. I know that.
So when it comes to DMT or any kind of psychedelics,
Oh, here we go. Found it. Right here.
Yes,
I think it's
that
the
one.
exact one you showed me too.
okay, so that's an example of if you look to the left side is the Big Bang starting, and then the other was through time,
Okay.
right? Okay, so imagine that cone.
Can't even hardly see this one.
So the cone here's the beginning of the Big Bang, and here's the cone, right, where the stars,
Where it's
galaxies,
expanding out.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
This kind of shows you more of a better illustration of it right here.
so that little spark,
I know you can't see it very
I
well.
can see it.
you see it? So that little spark on the left side, where the spark is at, where the Big Bang is at.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so imagine that picture, right? Now turn it this way. Okay? Now you're looking at the spark. And so that did I show you this? Did I talk about this last
I
time?
think the drawing is just to
It's just two-dimensional.
it's just to break it down in a more
It's
like,
a more
abstract way of
yeah, it's
understanding.
basically crayon so you can actually understand like it's more of in reality it's a sphere.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, expanding
But-
out in all directions. Yeah.
Right. So the idea that when you see that cone, just to give you an idea, like here's the Big Bang, there's the background, the radiation, the temperature.
Cosmic background radiation.
Yes, the CMB.
full
I
screen
think it's called
this?
CMB or something like that. So that the CMB, but in reality, it's actually we're in the center of the cosmos, and you see galaxies, and you see galaxies being created. Then you see the CMB, and then there's the Big Bang, which is on the outside because it's simultaneously. So that's kind of what we see when we look out into the cosmos, right? But to understand it in a cone form, you do that cone two-dimensional picture, right?
I wish I
So
could-
when I talk about
you can see it a little bit better. Sorry, do you see? Did you see
that's
it?
a good
Yes.
one.
Okay.
So the idea is getting that two-dimensional image and turning it this way, where you're seeing the Big Bang here, right? And this is the universe over here. Now that image, that spark, that's the geometric form that I saw.
Oh.
You get it?
Okay.
So when I talk about what somebody stinky?
I thought he was about to
smell-
use my Red Bull as a spitter there, dude.
No, I smelled it. I smelled
Spit
it.
in your drink.
I was like, who the fuck opened up a monster can?
So the idea of when I did 5-MeO DMT, which is bufo, the Sonoran desert frog poison, basically, that this geometric form that I saw, the way I interpreted through like all these years later, is that that was what it was. The geometric form that I saw, the triangle,
The singularity.
before that's the singularity happens later.
Okay.
So if that's the beginning of time and space, spark, right? Beginning of time, and then to like there were 13.8 billion years later here to the beginning of time. If you do this way, you're before time and space. So I'm here
Okay.
watching it.
Yeah.
And so that geometric form that I saw was right before time and space, before consciousness exists before time and space. That's the way I can just show it in crayon basis, so I can understand it, and then I can actually put it in monkey terms, monkey language, and explain it. So that geometric form that I saw, the triangle with the loops on the end, was morphing, turning, and that is the beginning of the Big Bang. And that's the way I saw it. And the way it changed, I saw later. I was like, oh, it's a seraphim. It's a seraphim, a six-winged angel
Oh.
with a sword, guarding the throne room of God.
Okay.
And so right when I got to that point, when I did that, that's when I said to myself, like, oh crap, I'm dead. And I was convinced I was dead. And then
Existing outside of time and space.
yeah. And I was like, I am dead. They killed me. Like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm here now. And I said, oh, my shit, my stuff. I was like, no. Oh, my family and friends. Nope.
Ego death.
Exactly. So I was cutting the anchor. I was getting rid of the ego. I was experiencing the ego death.
Okay.
And then when I let all that go, everything fractaled. And that's when I was allowed in. And when the seraphim let me through, into the room, and everything fractaled, and the sound did all that stuff. It was crazy. And then I was led into the throne room of God, becoming one with everything at the beginning of the Big Bang. Because if you look at back, if the Big Bang is real, if that working theory of the Big Bang is real, that's where it started. That's the way I understand it. Like law, theory, hypothesis, right? Okay. That is the letting into the throne room of God is being one with everything, and then eventually the whole galaxy, the whole cosmos, right? That's the way I saw my experience. Like, how do I interpret this? And again, when I said that was the second location I went to was there. The first location I went to is where I saw the entities, and I said, and I was fading back, I go, show me the beginning, because that was my intent. He said, what's your intent? And that was my intent. Show me the beginning. And I came back. I go, oh, and I go, here, take it again. Fucking took the hit again, and then whoa, back. And I wasn't. There's other people that I've talked to that have done Bufo, and they just describe it being on a rocket ship. It's like not a rocket, but just basically like this, and then whoa, like going really, really fast, whoa. And then getting somewhere. This for me was teleported. It was no traveling. I was there.
So if you could share, what were the other, like you said your intent was to see the beginning.
That was my intent.
What was the other person's intent?
Oh man.
Okay, I think you can talk about that because you don't know the person's name.
No, but I remember what he said. He said, I forget what his intent was, but he said he was giving a class on how water is life to everything, to us. He got basically a class on water, how water is part of everything. Water is important.
I don't think
he got a class of that.
Okay.
So because everyone, this is with Bufo. He did this with 5-MeO-DMT. He did that. So that's the idea. Like when I talk about the Big Bang and then the Milky Way and the Sun and then the Earth and then the primates, the idea is that how I link in, how I understand it is by Bufo. Bufo showed me that. That's my interpretation of it, right? And when you say like, not everyone should do it, I agree. Everyone should do it, but it's not.
Not medical advice, by the way.
No, I know. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's why you gotta be careful.
That's what I was trying to cover.
Whatever, man. It's this goes. The subject we're talking about goes beyond that. Mm-hmm. It's about consciousness. It's about all that. So I recommend it, but do it on your own. If it calls to you, do it. Now, so people saying they're gonna get in trouble first. No, I don't care because what I experienced goes beyond that. What I experienced, it's a crime that you can't experience what I experienced to understand what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But yes, it's not made for everyone.
Right. To Steelman, the other argument on that, there are people that exist who their connection to reality is already very thin.
True.
Yeah. So for those individuals,
don't do it.
Probably not a good idea because whatever psychedelics do, they seem to manipulate your connection to experience reality.
They somehow show you reality, real reality. That's my, that's what I like about it. Is like, I'm not here to win an argument. I'm not here to lose an argument. I'm here. I think like we were talking about how all these nerds talk about creationist and evolutionarist, right? Mm-hmm. So when I hear them talking to each other or talking about each other on their videos, their Respond videos, all they care about is winning an argument. They're not there to try to make sense or understand it.
There's a bit of a monetary incentive as well.
Yeah, that's true also, but it's like this is disingenuous. It's like they're only arguing because they want to win an argument. It's like then you're not learning anything then. Yeah, you know a lot, but you're not learning anything from it. Because like when Joe Rogan had Dibble, right?
That guy, yeah.
And all it was winning an argument and wouldn't give an inch to
He was vegetarian.
Yeah, he wouldn't give him an inch.
I think I saw clips of that podcast.
It's a good podcast. But that's what I'm saying. That's the thing is like when these guys argue about that. Now, creationists, I believe in evolution. As far as like picking a side from creationist or evolutionary, I would go evolutionary. But I'm saying God or the cosmos, God created evolution. That's what he
Well,
did,
yeah,
the cosmos god made evolution. Now that's when we go into the 23 pair of chromosomes.
Yeah.
That's another story there too. But that's what I'm saying. Like the reason why I like talking about the history, I want people to understand how I understand it, if it makes sense. Now, I'm not saying I'm 100% the authority on this. No, I could be definitely wrong, and things have to change because we're not even sure if the Big Bang working theory is even real, because what the Hubble, what the Webb telescope is showing, which doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of weird, and that hasn't been figured out yet.
It doesn't make sense how we understand it so far.
Yes, and his idea, the story. You know how people say it breaks physics, then
It breaks our model that we currently have.
Yes,
It's not physics can't be broken. Because what
It's just
physics is a rule set.
Yeah.
And we don't have that rule set written out for us.
Yeah.
We just have our model that is as close as we can get currently to that rule set.
I just think it's so silly when they say that. Like, it breaks the rules of physics. No, you dummy. It's physics is physics. It's just you, monkey brain, doesn't understand what this aliens are doing with physics, basically. Mm-hmm. So that's a better understanding of it. It's like, no, it doesn't break anything. It's there. And same thing is, it's just that's just silly when I hear that. So that's the reason why I like talking about the history, because for me, I really, my experience, I really believe and feel that I was there. Like, I was there before time and space. And of course, consciousness exists before time and space. And I was like, oh, I get it. But again, it's just my interpretation of what I experienced. Not what I believe I saw, or not what I want to see, is that what I experienced is my best interpretation of that. So it's not, I'm not, again, authority. I'm not saying this is what it is. No, not saying that either, because it could change. Now, again, it could be totally wrong. It might be just my imagination making it up.
Yeah, who's to say you're all not just a shared hallucination?
Yeah.
I'm not real.
Yeah.
So that's a bit, me being, or I'll say I was there before, and then Big Bang, and then this, and then the monkeys, and that's where I'm at now, as far as the primates. And then later on, we'll get back into we had a talk the other day when you were here, and we're talking about how if primates over time, and then eventually we get to where we're 24 pair, and it goes 23 pair because the second chromosome merged. The thing about, we go back to that again, the thing about it, those telomeres are not supposed to merge. And if they were degraded to where they could merge, then the being is dead. So there's no, how do you explain that? Right? And so there's a comedian on Joe Rogan said you have to have
A fuser.
a fuser to fuse them.
Cat Williams said that.
Yeah, Cat William. And so it was like, I think I understand that. So how does that happen? That there's no one knows.
Yeah.
How did our second chromosome, which is 12 and 13 from a chimpanzee, how did it fuse? We don't know. So I was telling him, if Cosmos God created Earth and apes, then that's a correction. Mm-hmm. It's a mod or a modification, which is a correction, or you could go the way. Nice way to say it, or mean way to say it. It's a mod. Means that he corrected it. Then God didn't do that. Aliens did that. That's the way I say it.
That's what I'm aliens, folks.
It could be. The Fermi paradox.
Yeah.
Fermi paradox is kind of the argument there. Is like, why haven't we seen any evidence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's I kind of brought that up with him too. I don't know why. I kind of tied it into Dead Space as well, because that was also one of the theories for that game too. Was the Fermi paradox.
Tell me more about that. Tell me more.
Well, do you know what Dead Space is?
Game.
Yeah, it's a game. Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely know of Dead Space. I never played it.
Well, I'm just going to preface this now, just for clarification's sake. It's just some theories. Of course, there's always going to be theories around games and the lore.
Game theory.
A game theory.
Is it lore in the game?
Yeah, well,
or is it fan?
So it's more or less like a lot of fans coming together, because you know how usually humans are to a degree. It's like we gotta. We see patterns. The fucking nerds. We see patterns that are not there, but they are for us for some reason. Like Yeah. But no, one of the guys, that bearded guy, long hair, he went to Chernobyl. I think you would know who I'm talking about, because you're the one that told me about him.
Bearded guy with long hair.
Because he did a video about immortality and immortality and all that type of shit. You know who I'm talking about now?
Not ringing a
Well,
bell.
go on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to remember his name.
Who cares?
because he had a thumbnail of him talking about the Fermi paradox in Dead Space.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to remember his
You're talking
name.
about Kyle Hill? That guy?
I think so. Yes, Kyle Hill.
How
yeah.
does
Yeah, Kyle Hill. Yeah, him.
how
He's
does
kind of a
the
dweeb, but I like some of his stuff. His
Well,
older stuff's cool.
I mean, I like when he went to like Chernobyl and everything like that because that's like my favorite place to be. Would like to be, but hopefully after all this shit calms down over there. But
so how does the Fermi paradox go into the game?
I'm not too sure. I think it's basically well, yeah, I know I didn't really watch the video, but I know he did talking about it. But it was basically like I think the Fermi paradox to a degree is like what he was trying to talk about earlier is like there's aliens, but we can't communicate with them or have some sort of communication altogether.
Isn't the Fermi paradox hurdles to get through?
The idea
Yes.
is that unless we are the first civilization to get as far as we have,
I don't know.
then there should be signs of other civilizations that have gotten either to the same level as us or further,
Yeah.
to the point where they're blasting radio waves out into space or some other sign that we should be able to observe. Now, there's several hurdles along the way where it's like time, distance, shit like that that could explain why we haven't seen any of that. Or it could be the Fermi paradox idea is that no civilization ever makes it that far.
And Dead Space kind of ties into that with the Brethren Moons and everything like that, especially with the markers. Let me pull up a picture of the marker so you can look at it right quick.
Does Dead Space game takes place in space?
Yes.
In the solar system or just the galaxy?
From what I've seen, it's like on a space station or ship or something.
So it's in the solar system.
That's the Ishimura, and that was a little bit different. That's the first game. It does take place in the galaxy.
Ooh, okay.
Not the galaxy, but it takes place in like a certain solar system and everything like that.
The neighboring systems around.
Neighboring and all that type of stuff. It takes place when humanity, started to branch out. And because we're running low on resources on Earth and everything, and they
spread.
They make new jobs to like planet I don't know what exactly they're called, but like planet crackers and everything like that.
Whoa.
To take resources off of planets, harvest whatever the resources on that, and probably like either send it back down or just take it with them or whatever, or throw it in the atmosphere. This is what a marker looks like. This is the one. There's two different markers.
Oh, I've seen hentai of that.
You said. Fucking
What
hell,
is
please
that?
hold up. So, it's a transmitter, for what I could tell. Why is it so small?
It's Google.
Yeah, I know it's Google, but yeah, it's essentially a transmitter. It's supposed to broadcast or transmit a signal that. Good example is when that meteor that hits Earth that wiped out all the dinosaurs and everything like that. What, in the Yucatan Peninsula or something like that? That's when the first marker landed on Earth. That was the first marker. That's what put us into the ability to evolve, essentially, and become smart and everything like that. And
yeah, we weren't primates.
yeah, we didn't know that the marker existed until we started excavating and everything like that, and we found it
deep in
the ground.
Oh.
This is like my lore about Dead Space is like flimsy at best. I could probably look up the wiki right quick.
I didn't know Half-Life had that. In their
Half-Life.
Huh?
Half-Life.
That's what I said.
Dead Space.
Oh, sorry.
Separate
I'm getting the games confused.
Separate
Dead
IP.
Space had that in their game. Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's what we're talking about. Markers are in holy hell. Enigmatic double helix shaped obelisks of extraterrestrial origin. The purpose of these objects is to reproduce through intelligent civilizations and generate necromorph outbreaks until a convergence event is triggered, finally forming a Brethren moon. Markers.
Is that like a grave mind?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, now it's in terms I understand. Halo.
Well, if anything, I think it would be on par with a grave mine, but I think the key mine's more intelligent.
I'm sure there's some autistic fuck out there that has made like, would the grave mind beat the marker convergence thingy?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
there's
God, he's
two
like
different
super nerd stuff.
There's
Wow.
two different markers, by the way. There's the black markers and the red markers. Black markers originate from extraplanetary sources, traveling through space until they impact a planet. Red markers are copies of the black markers created by intelligent civilizations.
So essentially, an intelligent civilization infected would create the red markers and spread them?
So how the infection works, I mean, it kind of is, because as soon as you get into the biology of the necromorphs and everything, it kind of turns out to be some sort of infection. But how it spreads...
Is it AI?
No.
It's biological.
I think it's just like signal based. I don't know.
So it's seeds.
Seeds.
Damn.
To a degree.
Okay, that starts something. Go ahead.
So that apparently, I don't know if this is true or not. I think I heard it from the game or heard it from somebody else. But this base boosted humanity into evolution. That's what
Base boosted?
Base boosted, yes.
What a bass sound effect.
Bass sound effect. I wish you had it on there. That'd be really funny. There we go.
Air horns, close enough.
Oh, dude, this is so high tech.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna put so many weird sound effects on here.
But essentially,
Wow.
Essentially, it's supposed to broadcast this the signal, and it's supposed to like have influence on the civilization that has them, especially when they're making these red markers.
So they violate the Prime Directive.
So
I guess I don't know. What do you? Oh, okay. Star Trek.
Something that just popped into my head was like, now granted, this is all hearsay on my end. I'm hearing this from people on the internet talking about it, so I haven't had time to fact check any of this.
The interwebs?
The interwebs. But essentially, the idea is that there were studies done about like the God gene, like essentially what the study is composed of was taking
DMT.
DMT. It could trigger the same parts of the brain, but essentially what they did was they took super powerful magnets and they just fired them off near people without them realizing it, like next to their heads.
Okay.
And these people they took atheists and then they took people who were already religious and they did this to them. And essentially what it did was it could make people who were already like religious doubt their beliefs in God. Depending on whether they had it on or off or something of the sorts, and it made people who were totally atheists believe in God.
It flipped them?
It flipped them. It did something to their brain that activated that part of it.
That's real? That's real.
Again,
hearsay.
Hearsay, I haven't had
From
time.
the interwebs.
I haven't had time to look up if it was a real thing or if this was just a podcaster spouting bullshit like I am right now.
Like we're doing.
Like I may be doing.
Because I try to...
I'm putting up videos and stuff like along with it and like studies.
Because I try to stick to like the real stuff.
Fair
Unless
point.
What?
Fair point.
I try to stick to the real stuff because
if this computer could handle it, I'd be fucking searching this shit right now. And I'd be like, look.
Yeah.
But what I like about, like you said, like you brought up Dead. What's it called? Dead.
Dead Space.
Dead Space, and you bring it up. What's really neat is that how shows, movies, whatever, culture, media, how they in a way try to interpret what really, like Dead Space saying that what their mystery to them is like, how did we get so smart? We'll make up this thing, it's a seed and it's on the earth,
It ties into Project Mockingbird, which is a real thing. That's I'm sure of.
Oh,
listen.
That's real, yeah.
Where the CIA was going to like Hollywood and then giving them ideas for stuff, so that way they could put it in movies, so that way the public would be more comfortable with like the actual.
Well, alien movies, any kind of alien movie, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like that. Like they're prepping us. Hey, just let you know, this.
And then
so you won't get shot.
Black. Men in Black is one of the scariest ones because that's basically to discredit anybody who actually sees like the real Men in Black. Who show up when something crazy happens.
All that.
Neuralizers, I don't know if that's real. I think they just let you go wild on the internet, so that way it's like. See,
all you gotta do is close your eyes. You just said close your eyes.
You just gotta blink.
Because when he tried to,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, when he threw this big old booger, big old booger, I was like, no, can't get it. I saw it.
What was I going to say? Yeah, especially with that and like I don't know if they had anything to do with like the Judgment Day.
Terminator?
No, not Terminator. No, the one with Will Smith when the aliens came in. That was not Judgment Day. That was Liberty Day or something like that.
I only said Judgment Day.
Independence Day. There we go.
Yeah, Independence Day.
And then that was xenophobic. Yeah. So I don't know if they had anything to do with that, or it was just like it was basically us humans were like the stars belong to us.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is
when he took possession of the president.
Yeah.
He said that. I was like,
aliens are communists.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
They say it's our galaxy.
What do you mean, our galaxy?
What do you mean? Are communists? Aliens are communists?
Yeah, the Tau.
No, the Tower are not communists.
Space commies,
Look,
bro.
I'll admit,
For the greater good.
They have a functioning form of communism only because they can literally mind control people.
Yeah, because of the ethereals.
So if we had the ability as humans to mind control others,
Oh, we're screwed.
yeah, that's the scariest part. Is like if this if that magnet shit with like messing with your brain is real, they could convince you that like Trump is God. That's some scary shit. If
No,
they can
don't
do
do
that,
that. Yeah,
don't do that. Don't start worshiping them like a god. That's some fucking freaky shit.
That's
bitch
bad
got
shit.
it.
I will
Don't do
call
that.
him the God Emperor of all
It's a funny
mankind.
meme. When the,
funny- it's
when
a
the
funny
British
meme.
people make like a fucking 2-story tall statue
Yeah.
of Trump in the Emperor's armor, that's fucking funny.
I was like, go for it.
When
dude.
that bitch tattooed Trump on her forehead, that's scary. That's
What?
fanatical shit.
That's,
that's
cold,
crazy.
That's
bro.
as far as I can tell, a real thing.
Man, that's too much.
And then she was like out trying to like get people to help pay for her tattoo removal.
Oh,
Like,
dummy. You
At least you
dummy.
came around to realizing that was a bad decision, but maybe you couldn't realize that before the needle went through your forehead.
There was something my sister asked me one time. She said, like she took biology, and I remember talking to her as like her husband's a preacher, you know, and I was like, wait, because she said something that caught my attention. I was like, wait, I thought she believed the Earth's only 6,000 years old. She goes, no.
I had a
was like, what?
biology teacher who was very religious, but he could take the two ideas and meld them together, like creationism and Big Bang, by saying, hey, there wasn't like a calendar or anything back when God was like forming the universe.
That's
the
a good
length
one.
of a day could be just a metaphor for explaining the creation, not so much to be taken
That's-
literally like God made the earth. in
No,
7
but
days.
that's coping.
Yeah.
You are coping.
Like the books,
Coping and seething.
you just can't believe what
You're
you're
seeing.
seeing.
So that's a cope. That's what I see. I
So,
see.
yeah,
That's
I take it
fine.
as
That's good.
The books were written by men, not by God.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
interpretations of the Word of God,
Yep.
depending on who you believe. But I don't
Yeah.
take it literally because anyone who does is going to see the many, many contradictions. If you take it literally.
That's the reason why. Like I don't.
Put my plan right down, please.
Like I don't dislike creationists. No. Let them. They're trying to understand, make sense of. That's fine.
Everyone's just trying to form a working model of the universe.
Yeah. No. And I think that's in our DNA. That's something about that. Like she asked me when I said I thought you only believed the Earth was 6,000 years old. She goes, no. I go, you believe the Earth is 4 billion? She goes, yes. I go, oh, that's relieving. So I can talk to you about this and that and everything, right? Which is really cool. And then she asked me one time, how do you explain religion? Why do humans have religion? I go, the only thing I can see from that is that maybe because of our brain development, our intelligence, the byproduct is faith and understanding of
Yeah.
because I was telling him, I don't think anyone's ever. Well, some people might have said on YouTube or something, but I'm telling you, man, this the Great Tree of Religion, by Simon Davis.
But by the way, the
Just stop talking when I'm talking, please. So the thing is, like, fuck. No, you fucked me up. Hold on. Wait. Oh, science. Okay, so we were talking the other day, and we're saying that this tree of religion, that's science. It's the reason why I have all these stories and everything is understanding of.
Trying to form a model of the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So faith, religion, even 400,000 years ago, is science trying to understand what's around them. No, I have heard nobody say that. That religion back shamanistic, it's science. That's their. That's what those were their scientists. Even though it was religious, but it's their science. Those are their scientists trying to understand what's around them. That's what that fucking is, and no one has ever said that. And then I'll say it. No, this is the beginnings of science to understand where we come from or why we're here, right? The whole, like what Joe Rogan says, the idea of like develop, make better, and then we create life out of AI or something, right? Like something like that. That's, yeah, it's crazy talk there. But yeah, me and her were talking about that yesterday. It's like, dude, I and my sister's saying that too. This is what I think it is.
there you go.
What you got to say?
Yeah.
I'm not done talking. Hold on.
it's-
No, I'm kidding.
Well, you we were talking about that and everything, like, and you said like everybody's trying to find a working model of how the universe works and everything.
Trying to understand reality.
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to the second chromosome and the telomeres forming and everything. Or not forming, what was it? Coming together? Fusing together.
Yeah.
Chromosomal.
Chromosomal. Yeah, there we go. I guess. That sounds like they have a disease. But we talked about that.
Chromosome 2 podcast.
I know. I know. I know. But no,
We're just clapping.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we were talking about it and everything like that, especially with, well, I don't know what to call it exactly, but both work in tandem with each other in this thing, either through genetic manipulation or genetic modification to our genes and everything, such like that. May it be through chemical or literal gene therapy or whatever.
Yeah, because you're talking about the whole
He fucking cuts me off.
photon. Oh, sorry.
Motherfucker.
Oh, sorry.
But when it comes to religion and all that, it's trying to. I guess the way I see it, my interpretation is to fill a hole into something that we're missing.
Yeah, okay. To tag on to that,
Go ahead.
I do think humans, if they do not have a religion or something akin to that, a belief system, they will fill it with something else. So where like
See, it's always there.
exactly
It's always
like,
there.
if you don't believe in a god, then your god may become like politics or gooning or something like that.
That last, yeah.
Slanesh, you might take Slanesh into your heart.
I swear to God, if any of our viewers right now are Slanesh, bro,
She's got nice-
it's
Gross.
over. It's
By the way,
over.
She got nice curves, right?
Oh my God, you
Does she?
mean he or she?
Oh no,
Yeah, Slanesh has like a dick and
No.
titties, bro.
no.
Yeah.
that's probably
I
just
Nurgle
Rule
a
30.
Nurgle over here. I'm a Nurgle gurgle.
He's a
kind of boy.
Nurgle. Okay,
But
but
that's just me.
yeah.
Hermaphrodite, the perfect being.
Do you got anything you wanted to add
Well,
on that? Or?
On to what particularly? Because I was.
I was just gonna go nuts with my like alpha particle theory.
Well,
So-
Yes, that's you. Yeah.
I'm gonna put attack in that though.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
so basically, like this religion and everything like that. Although you can't, there's like nothing underneath
I
this.
have the picture. I'll pull it up.
No. I'm talking about like
Before?
there's like extra shit added to it that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
And that the way I think of it is with the chromosome 2 and all that is that whatever came down or whoever manipulated our genes or whatever cosmic happening forced us into being. They probably had if it was aliens, then for some reason we missed those aliens, giving us, I don't know, like faith or whatever. And now we have a hole that needs to be filled, and we have several religions out of this.
You're saying like religion is
That's what I was trying to get at.
science, like that?
Well, it's what is this? Unresponsive.
Yeah, because this thing, this faith here is that's a byproduct of intelligence.
Yes.
But people will say, "Well, church people are dumb." No. Don't give them too a hard time. It's just they're trying to understand.
And
Some people can get it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When Mr. Soggy here is about to say is probably what I kind of referred to earlier as like cosmic happenings, especially with his idea with alpha particles.
So yeah, the alpha particle idea is that we're constantly being bombarded by cosmic rays all the time from like quasars going off, like jetting out particles, stars going supernova, blasting out particles, and science has proven that those particles have enough charge if they fly through and they nail a bit in a computer, or I forget what the technical term is, but essentially the thing that stores a value set of either 1 or 0, it has enough charge, and if it lands at just the right spot and hits just the right atom,
we
it can
did
change
that.
it from being in the state of on to off or off to on. Or maybe I'm saying that backwards. Maybe just on, off to on. But to our DNA, which it's basically just a more complex version of data storage, maybe it can change the actual like the protein bondings or whatever that fucking shit is, where it's like the T, the A, the Gattaca, that all that. Maybe it can change one of those T's to a G or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe that is God's manipulation of the universe, is just those alpha particles happening on such a widespread, vast, incomprehensible scale that we can't even fathom what's going on there. That's
No, I
my
think
idea.
we talked about it last time, the idea that amino acids building blocks of life, but that came from space, from comets and stuff. It's actually out there. What do we call it? Sperm? Was it a sperm?
Panspermia.
Panspermia.
Yep.
Like it's
Never heard
in
of
space. It's in.
So essentially, the idea of panspermia is that like life exists in like a tardigrade type state, like super small extremophile organisms.
Water bear, yeah.
What?
Water bear, yeah.
Yeah, water bear. Essentially floating through space until they land somewhere more viable, where those manipulations to their DNA don't cause them to just die off. It actually causes them to become a more dominant alpha species that can reproduce at a higher rate than its predecessor, thus creating a branch off point where the child species is able to grow and prosper faster than the ancestor species, and that process keeps happening over and over and over again until you get intelligent life.
Satellites.
That's crazy, man.
And then intelligent life builds an AI that eventually kills all the intelligent life and becomes its own non-carbon based intelligent life that decides to make paperclips out of the entire universe.
That's just fascinating. I just can't like.
That'd be similar to the Vex, wouldn't it? From D2. Not D2, just the Destiny overall, I should say. My bad.
Dude, I don't know how we got on the Destiny.
No.
Fuck
Like,
Destiny 2.
well, actually, no, they were a silicon-based life form. Never mind.
The record scratch.
There we go.
I want to talk about Destiny 2.
I heard that.
Well, Destiny.
More like Destiny.
Poo.
Bring back Destiny 1 on PC.
That would be really
Fuck you,
great.
Bungie. Do it.
So
No balls.
What,
Sorry.
so like, what do you guys want? Like, I think like I'll just keep I'll just keep inserting history, and then you guys. Because like, what would be you want to bring in? Like, you're always bringing in games and stuff a lot, which is like.
Well, it's a pretty good medium, and especially with people online and everything, they would understand.
It's an interactive medium.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's essentially what TV did to radio. Video games will do to TV.
Yeah. There you go.
Eventually.
Interactive media will far surpass traditional media, and I think to another degree, AI media will eventually replace interactive media.
Okay, so AI, like, there was always scared that AI is going to replace art and everything like that. I think if you use AI as because what was it? I think back like in 1800s, India outlawed machined clothing making.
What?
Kind of
Really?
thing. Yeah, because
that was the Luddites, the equivalent of the Luddites in India, fought against that. Yeah.
And then what it did was that they wanted to preserve jobs, but it stifled them. And so what did the Western world do? They said, no, we're going to make machines that make cloth. And then it did better.
Textiles.
They also destroyed toilets over there because they really enjoy pooping in the streets.
It's disgusting.
Is that true?
So, yes, it's true.
Oh, God.
There's like, as far as I'm aware, there's only like one province that's like, you should not shit in the streets. And it's not you can't shit in the streets, it's you should not.
It's gross.
Hey, man, look, I enjoy shitting outside, but I'm not shitting in the streets.
Yeah.
But see, the whole thing about like AI taking jobs, that I don't think of it that way. When you have robots that are painting cars and assembling cars in factories, then become a robot repair guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take, it adds more jobs.
I don't think that's AI per se, but.
No, I think
right now
AI
it's just-
for AI art, if you had a human touch to it to mold it and move it around, that's even better.
It can only be as creative as its training data set.
Yes, exactly.
It cannot generate an original idea.
So if you know how to input or talk to it, basically, then you can create something. You can create an entire movie.
Right. So in the future, instead of all this like crappy, shitty pronoun riddled video games that we're getting now, you could just go up to the AI and be like, make me a Fallout style first person shooter linear roller coaster.
Can you imagine
tycoon.
that?
Fuck it.
I know. Can you imagine it just by saying?
We can
I'm
already
telling you,
do
dude.
generative AI Minecraft, and it's still insanely buggy. But the fact that it'll even like run, that's insane. Doom,
Wow.
they can almost do the entire Doom, like the first game,
What?
on AI. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this now, but just to get ahead of the curve.
Wow.
Can your PC handle AI generative Minecraft? Just get ahead of the curve.
Yes, the idea is that it's not so much hardware intensive as it's like.
I was just making a shitty joke. It's just like Crisis, remember?
Fuck you.
Remember Crisis? Everybody's like, can your PC handle
your
Crisis?
PC handle Crisis? Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, man. Like I played the first Crisis game. That was such.
Yeah, I remember playing it as a kid and not understanding the story at all. But I was like,
Crisis?
gunplay is
I
so
don't think I've
fun.
seen it.
Yeah. Okay, we're not getting into that. But where were we at? I derailed this so hard. I derailed this hard. We're talking about AI generative.
So the part that he
jobs.
puts into the podcast is the derailment section. Right?
It's the official derailer.
You put like a train
Well, we were-
crashing.
Just to derail back to India because I feel like I haven't shit on India enough. Well, yeah, like Symbol from Fish Tank. I see you, buddy. But Lord Miles, he's a dude who got abducted by the Taliban for a while, became buddies with him.
Oh,
no, he's
what?
free. He's free now. He's good. But essentially, he did a review of like every country you should go to or which ones you can
Dude,
go
you know
to.
he got raped.
God, I hope not.
No,
He's still very chipper for being someone who's been. Goddamn, the human
No,
spirit
dude,
is
that's-
indomitable. That's
no,
crazy.
According to guys on Sean Ryan's show, I'm telling you that anyone who gets captured by them, it happens.
Okay, well, hopefully he's the exception, not the rule. But
You're gonna have to blurt
he
that
plays.
out.
He plays a game.
You know how do you know him personally?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay,
But he
okay.
just seems like a really fun character. This is all a parasocial relationship I have with him. Okay,
Yeah.
listen, he's a really cool. I'm really cool friends with him through the screen. All right.
As soon as
But
one-
just to get to the point, he plays this game where he'll bet people like 5 pounds. It's like drop anywhere on Google Maps in India. I bet you 5 pounds you're going to see shit on the street. He hasn't lost yet.
Oh my god.
He has not lost yet.
God, that's gross.
Yeah, but we were talking about like not necessarily textiles, but machine clothing and everything like that, and how
Yeah, the
AI,
equivalent.
the Luddite equivalent, and then it had to do with the AI.
Yeah, essentially, we're all going to become Luddites to the AI overlords.
Yeah, and I also kind of like put my 2 cents, be like, I don't know if this is necessarily AI, because if that is the case, that we don't even have at this stage yet dumb AI and smart AI. We don't have that yet. That would basically be like Halo.
Yeah, it's not really AI yet. It's more like incredible.
They're just drones, basically. That's what they are right now.
Yeah.
They have basic.
They're a tool. They're a gathering tool. Is
Yes,
what they are.
they're basic.
Really good gathering tool. And that's what AI
Oh,
is
can you
right now.
can you say that AI right now is in the Stone Age? Oh my God! Because
Yeah?
you brought that up, because they're gathering the materials,
Yep.
putting them together, and that's you can say
Yeah, because we don't
hunter-gatherer.
there is AI doesn't exist. Is this the pre
It's a precursor to it.
primates? Yes.
And just to holy crap, that's way louder. We're flying by the edge of our seats right here.
Yeah,
fellas,
are
but-
we?
Yeah, because I kept hearing myself
this
clipping out
is
the audio.
much. This is amazing.
Dude, I hope that
this
doesn't
is
affect
pretty
the
cool.
audio too much.
This is all testing. If there's parts in the audio where I clip out, I'll just put subtitles. But I kept hearing myself clip out earlier, and I was like, "Is that me or is it just?"
Is it because of the two?
Yeah, it's because the angle of the mic. I can hear myself perfectly now.
Oh, okay.
Like I
Can
kept
you hear
scooting
me?
closer. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But fuck, what was I saying?
Poop in
AI,
the streets.
AI.
No,
I had
AI.
some- oh, Niantic, the Pokemon Go, the guys who made Pokemon Go.
I heard that.
I had a theory way back when it first came out. and
Gathering.
It was a very conspiratorial, like teenage brain theory of like this is just Japan's way of mapping everybody's like shit.
They're right.
And then it turns out, yeah, actually they're trying to make a more high resolution Google Earth.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, okay. So Pokestops actually give you a reward now. I haven't played the game in like
Dude,
10 years,
this
but
is going to turn
I gotta
into
pee.
a harbor again.
okay. Well, I'll just riff while these guys are gone. But essentially,
I'll be right back.
okay. Well, Niantic was they just came out that they're doing this where you could go to like this part didn't just come out. The Pokestops you could like scan the area and get a reward. Essentially, they would just have you take like a panoramic photo of the stop you're at, the point of interest, and they would gather more data on that. And I keep saying "and" a lot, but essentially they're creating a more high resolution version of Google Earth that has like all these other spots where you're at, and you're scanning for them, and they give you like a little boost in the game, a little ooh, you're doing free labor for us. Ooh, here's your boost in the game.
Dude, it's going to turn into Pearl Harbor.
That's
all
my
over
idea.
again. It's going to turn into Pearl Harbor all over again, bro. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I was like, it's Japan doing it. It's totally Japan. Even though I'm learning Japanese now, just because I'm such a hardcore weeb,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch subtitles.
Well,
anymore.
the thing is, the only reason why I kind of just, kind of connect back to World War II is because the Japanese kind of did not necessarily to have like the Pokestops and all that type of shit. They didn't have that type of electronics back then. Is they would send the spy out. That guy would either have like a suitcase, some sort of camera or whatever, and they would take pictures of the harbor, how many ships were there.
Exactly, intelligence gathering.
Intelligence gathering, and that's as soon as they said the Japanese were doing that, I was like, this is going to turn into Pearl Harbor all over again. The Japanese are cooking up something that we don't know.
And that brings it into another scary conspiracy where it's a real thing that happens where it's store now, decrypt later. It's essentially where
Yeah. Cyber criminals and hackers will gather as much encrypted data scraping from the internet as possible, like medical records, shit like that. Like all the communications happening on the web, they're scraping it with the goal of, look, we can't crack this encryption right now. We cannot understand what these 2 points are telling each other, but we're going to gather all the data we can, and then eventually, when decryption technology beats out the old encryption technology, we'll be able to decipher what they were saying. This store now, decrypt later is going to become a problem, especially in the medical industry, when you got all of this like information being just shared between hospitals, where it could potentially be decrypted later, to where it's like, okay, we need to start like preparing for that now, so that way no more data can be stored and then in a timely manner, like 10 years, decrypted, because that could still be detrimental to people who are still alive. Like, say you find out, like, oh, politician A has this, like, super, like, chronic disease that makes them, like, easy to kill because they're a specific attack point vector. And that's completely classified now, but in 10 years, when that medical information gets decrypted, then that becomes an attack point to where they could kill off this politician they don't like. This is a very niche, like, super specific idea, but just to get the point across. Like,
well, that sounds like China buying DNA information.
Right. That's another scary
That's
thing.
messed up.
We've already proven that you can create, like, through CRISPR and genetic mutations, you could tailor a virus to specifically target a specific gene set. So say you don't like people with, like, blonde hair or blue eyes, or you like the inverse, you only like people with blonde hair, blue eyes. Create a virus that specifically, I'm not endorsing this, by the way, I'm just explaining an idea here. But
it's crazy.
You could theoretically create a virus that searches out those specific, like, DNA strands.
Markers,
and then it's like, okay, this is a blonde hair, blue eye, do not activate. And then,
because if they make a mistake, if they, for example,
right,
if they say they're going to go after haplogroup A, right, which is mainly from Africa, you're going to affect the entire world, and everyone dies.
Or you want a specific person with a very specific DNA strand, and you tailor the virus to only kill that specific DNA strand, but you infect the entire planet.
Jesus Christ! That's some terrifying shit.
Yeah,
there was a TV show that actually kind of went into that.
Do you have the name of it by chance?
It's off of Pyrocynical's channel and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, another YouTuber I haven't heard of in forever. Pyrocynical, what's up? Fucking furry.
Furry? He's a furry?
All right, so...
I'm pretty sure. I might just be talking bad shit right now.
You know, it's like... you know how we do adaptations of like TV shows from there, like The Office, for instance. I think we tried to do the same thing with this TV series or movie, whatever the fuck it was. But it delved into... I don't know if I can even say this word, but
if you don't think you can say it, mouth it to me silently.
You know what Hitler did, right?
Austrian painter, you mean? The Austrian painter did?
Yeah.
No, you can say Hitler.
Well, can I say the other thing that he did during that time?
Eugenics?
Forceful eugenics, I guess.
I'm pretty sure all eugenics is forceful.
I don't know if I can say genocide, though.
You can
Guys
say
are
genocide.
smoking too much.
Sure. All right, hold on.
Yeah, this is our schizo ramble here. Excuse me?
Yeah, but basically there was like this... It all has to do with some shady organization that does like some shit in the background or whatever. But there was this one shady organization that was trying to develop a gene-tailored disease or whatever it was to wipe out people who were Romani.
Roma?
Romanian?
Yeah.
No.
Gypsies.
Roma. Those are actually they're descended from India. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah, they roamed.
Do they poop in the streets?
There it is. The best and worst show you haven't seen. I think this is it.
Brad Pitt played one.
Dude, they're still trying to cancel the phrase gypped, getting gypped, because apparently it's not very cash money to the gypsies. Which, to be fair, there's a thing about noticing patterns.
Is that where that came from?
Yes. There's a thing about noticing patterns, okay?
Yeah.
And stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah, there's patterns, yeah.
Right. I'm not saying you judge every individual based off of it, but you just have that operating as a subroutine in the back of your head.
Like all white men are racist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Depending on your definition of racism, sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is the TV show. I'm trying to see if I can find out the name of it real quick.
What's the next thing you want to like talk about later? Because I'm just thinking like, what can we talk about?
For like next podcast or the rest of this one?
Well, just in general, like, where the hell are we going?
Where's this
are we
crazy
going?
train going?
Where is this going?
Dude, he does not look good in this fucking video.
If Matt Pat's theory of video games predicting the future is to be believed, the next step is resource wars.
Water.
Oh,
I haven't watched that video
shit.
in like years, but I remember that part of it where it was
Oh, yeah. He's the guy
Essentially-
that predicted.
Can we wait until the resources, until we invent
Yeah.
nuclear fission so we can do
like
that? shit?
okay. To quote, you're not gonna like it. Tim Pool.
Oh, God.
He's got this idea that where humans find a way. When there's like a problem, people thought like New York was gonna like fill up with shit because of all of the like horses and carriages and all the huge mass of people.
That's the name of the. This is the name of the British TV show. It's called Utopia.
Oh fuck! I've heard about that. That predicted COVID before it came out.
Really?
I heard Timmy Pool talk about that too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Timmy Pool.
Timmy Pool. He doesn't like it when people call him Dim Fool.
Dim
Fool. He gets really triggered when you hear that.
Dim
But
Fool.
Either way, shout out Tim Pool. I enjoy your content. You're a bit of a prima donna, but other than that, you're pretty good.
Take your head cap off, dude.
No, he's balding, dude. If he takes
I
it
wanna
off, it
see-
shows the head on the other face on his head, like the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone. Well, like that guy takes off his fucking hat and there's like another face on there.
You know, he could look like Captain Picard. Man, do it.
You look
All
like
sexy.
Picard.
Look, beanies are cool, okay? Don't shit on the beanies.
Don't shit on the beanies, man.
I only use beanies
Does
as
he
like
shower?
a transition between short hair to long hair.
Does he
Yeah, he
shower?
showers with a beanie on, yes. No.
What?
No, that's
That'd be a little weird.
I'm talking mad shit, but to quote his idea, back to that. Okay, people thought New York, this is back in the olden days when it was still horse-drawn carriages and stuff, New York was going to fill up with horse shit and be unlivable because so many people were living next to each other and on top of each other that it's literally not going to be feasible. And then the automobile came along and fixed that. Human engineering solved the problem.
Rome figured it out.
Who?
Rome figured
Rome?
it out. Rome, because they lived on. There's 1 million people there living there. They figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out. But
Yeah, there's a Wales away.
essentially, yeah, that comes to where it's like the climate change, the whole climate grift that's finally coming out. Greta Thunberg supporting Palestine, blaming all the oil companies helping Israel. That's crazy. The climate grift is over officially. Like it has to be at this
It's
point.
part of the woke stuff.
The
man.
world is
Just
going to end. You need to give us money. The world's going to end. Literally going to end. Give us money.
fuck off.
Right. Yeah. But essentially, this idea, I don't know if it came directly from Tim Pool, but that's where I heard it, is that humanity finds a way. Like, human engineering will surpass any problem thrown at it thus far.
You just got to recycle more, man.
You just shocked me.
Just got to recycle more.
I wonder if
man,
you
you
could
just gotta
turn like,
recycle more. Figure it
horse
out.
shit into like one of those biscuits that we do with buffalo shit.
What was you ever seen the? There's this British girl on one of those videos, whatever, and they're making fun of her, and she's like, "If you're homeless,
Oh yeah,
just buy a house."
buy a house.
Yeah, just be pretty and then hit on some fucking
Just
rich-ass
get-
farmer and get a house.
Just
Get
get
a
money and buy a house.
Yeah,
And
just-
there's your problem.
Just go e-bag on TikTok live streams until you're rich.
Yeah, just be like all the NPC ones
Just
too.
buy a house. This is so funny.
Thank you for the
It's
follows.
entertaining.
Oh,
It's-
X Game.
It's cute. It's really cute. You know, it's just really cute.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for sex bots.
On that note, I'm gonna go piss. I mean, I'm gonna go goon.
I'm gonna go goon.
Go
bro.
goon.
Get a
I'm gonna
quick
go goon.
session. Am I yelling to you guys? I can't tell with my.
No, you're not. I think you're talking normally in my
I
opinion.
sound good on the mic through my own headphones, but I can't tell if I'm yelling.
Do I sound sexy?
Yeah, you
No,
sound
did-
amazing. That microphone, I'm so glad. That's the microphone.
When you get back, I'll tell you guys turkey call.
Oh yeah, the turkey call. Yeah. Really amazing turkey call, by the way.
I gotta clear my throat.
Yeah. We have an indoor sanctuary.
Yeah.
Now, if I say that, that sounds like Aoife's gonna come after us. If I be like, yeah, we have an indoor sanctuary where we hunt. We hunt down animals in our indoor sanctuary.
Yeah. It's man, dude. It's just really crazy.
Well, that's one thing he's kind of worried about to a degree is like if he does like the ancestry stuff, like they can get that information
Yeah.
and Gene Taylor.
I know that. I
That's
thought
the,
about
that's
that.
The, that's the one thing when
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering when you did that whole ancestry thing that you did, and
Well, yeah, that was a concern, but I was more like, I want to know.
yeah, you
Like,
want to know.
because I wouldn't have been able to figure any of this stuff out if I wasn't curious
oh,
about it.
it
That's the reason why-
is in the shot, especially like that too.
Oh,
The painting and everything
Look,
like
it's
that.
an old bunker, okay? We'll paint it eventually.
We'll paint it eventually. No, we
Do
were
you want to
talking-
hear my turkey call?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The turkey call.
Okay, here it goes. So this is a new turkey call I heard. Here, turkey.
I just did the rim shot. But like seriously though, like when this podcast eventually goes to shit, I'm gonna use the microphone that I get to start an ASMR channel because the quality on those.
This is an
perfect.
awesome mic, dude.
Like shout out to fucking Rode. Like
But look at that, it's so heavy. I need to get a new arm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll buy a
yeah.
new arm. I had to put a box here to hold it up.
it sounds great though. Like
Even-
it's not picking up the table as much as I thought it
Dude,
would.
that is
It's
amazing.
great.
Let's try it out right now.
Yeah.
No.
Open up, my friend, open up.
They're swinging.
Swinging. Okay, this is something I have to tell you after we're done doing this because it's hilarious because he brought it up and it was funny. I don't know if I can say it now, but
What, you could go doing that, and then the audience is like, "Oh, I want to hear." You can't do that, fucker. You can't fucking tease them like
Tease.
I hope you enjoy the blue balls, you son of a bitch. Yeah, take it.
that. Yeah, this is a good mic too, but it just picks up too much.
Yeah.
Difference between I think that's a dynamic mic over there, and this one's a studio condensing. The difference.
So this
I would-
basically focuses around.
Essentially, yeah, it picks up a lot better closer to it, from my understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
so if we were to mute this right now, I probably won't pick us up.
I mean, I could. Now it's purely just
Hello?
his mic.
Hello. The background.
Yeah, it's just picking you.
Hello.
Hello. But if I were to switch it over to just this mic, which honestly I could do, it's still gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
It will pick
Ooh.
you up because it's top.
Yeah, I pushed it again because I
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to exclude you from the conversation. I was just doing that as a demonstration.
We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do the Trump on you.
Trump on me.
Yeah, you know, like you're gonna mute your mic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
stop
we
you
were talking
from
about
talking,
earlier.
yeah.
Can you mute his mic when
Yeah,
I'm talking? You're gonna mute the mic. You can't respond.
I mean, honestly,
Presidential debate.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, that's basically what I was doing was kind of cut you off of not an accident.
On purpose, yeah.
I wasn't trying to do it purposely either. I was trying to say something, and then you're like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
We gotta get better at putting the fucking tack in it. Like all of us.
Yes, that is the one thing. Well, I mean, we've done it 3 times. We should have
Shut
maybe
the fuck up.
we should have learned gotten to the practice of doing that.
Yeah, it's freeform conversation right now. We don't really have any like hard set rules. We're having fun. All of us.
Yeah,
are having
I
fun.
mean,
this is great.
And this is just an excuse to hang out too. So
Yeah, it's bros being bros.
bros being bros, bro.
But we're talking about. I just like talking about this kind of stuff because when I see it like on Nerdrotic or Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan, all the there's more. Jordan Peterson.
This is old
Man,
media is
dude.
dying.
It
We're the
is.
new media.
This is
Literally
the
just
new-
us. None of the other bargain bin podcasts. Just us.
just us.
No.
That was what Joe Rogan said. He's like, all the other bottom of the barrel podcasts, and he's like, careful.
You know who
careful.
said that? It was
You don't want to get dethroned, Joe. Not
No,
saying
no.
we're gonna do it, but who knows?
who was Stein? No, God dang it,
Stein.
Howard Stern.
Yeah,
Howard
my God.
Stern.
He used to be the fucking
Yeah,
him,
Oh,
Opie and
fuck.
Anthony. Them two.
they talk mad shit about podcasts, and then look at them now.
They
They're
were
not.
the first podcast.
They
essentially.
were-
They were
yeah.
the proto
Yeah.
podcast before podcasting was
Did
a thing.
you ever see the history about that? About their stuff?
Who?
Opie and Anthony, or
No, Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
Stern,
I know how he started the movie. The movie he made of himself kind of shows.
I
how
never
it
watched
started.
the movie, but I seen like somebody out like talking about it, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
what a fall from grace, though. Like
Yeah.
seriously, if anyone bent the knee, it like the
Him.
hardest, it was him.
He bent, yeah.
I mean, it's because his past was so fucking dirty compared to like the new set moral standards that he basically had to just be like,
He had no
Yeah,
filter.
I'll toe the line. I don't want to get canceled. I want to keep making money. I want to just keep
Yeah.
talking into a microphone and making money.
But he couldn't. He had complete freedom, but
To-
I just found it very disappointing when he talked like a lot of crap about anyone doing podcasts. But the thing is, who's that guy from Joe Dirty Works, Dirty Jobs?
Dirty
Oh,
Job.
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe, like even he had a guy on too that talking about history, drunken history, all you name it. Like all those guys talking about history, they focus on one thing, and it's just like like I'm telling you, man, I have learned more about the world of anything, history, everything, on podcasts, online. Like the idea, like, dude, I don't like me. Like we were playing D&D, and when I realized that you guys weren't even born in the 9/11. I was like, what?
Well, okay, clarify.
That was crazy.
We were born before 9/11.
Yeah.
But
You guys were little infants.
so young to even comprehend what happened
Yeah.
that it didn't like the cultural effect of that didn't like we didn't observe it because we didn't know a world pre 9/11. I hear my dad talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, you used to be able to just walk into airports and just get on a plane?
Yes.
That's so fucking crazy.
We used to be. Yeah, that's how bad it was. Like,
Dude.
it's gotten more authoritarian, but for reasons.
It worked so well for so long
Yeah.
that I honestly think it's a fucking psyop to have the TSA even to begin with because
Yeah.
unless you give people a reason to fly a plane into a building, it won't fucking happen because everyone's happy. Happy people don't fucking revolt.
That's why it was a culture shock to come out here when from Texas to here. It was a culture shock for me. Like how everyone was so nice. I just couldn't believe it. It was this is. I jokingly tell my other friends, I'm hanging out with real Americans. Yeah.
Real red-blooded Americans, God-fearing
the ones from Europe. Yeah, those are the real Americans I'm hanging out with.
Did I ever tell you what my dad said about us kids? His kids and everything like that? So, me, my brother, and my sister were born in Texas. We're Mexicans.
What? He calls
sorry.
He calls you guys Mexicans.
All right, so this is how it works. My dad, he's a jokester.
Jokester?
The jokester.
Jokester,
He's the jonkler, bro. He's the jonkler. Continuing, they would get it, but he said that me, my brother, and my sister, since we were born in Texas, we're Mexicans. My mom says she was born in Oregon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She is a Canadian. And him and the youngest brother that I have,
Only real Americans.
they were the real Americans because they were born here.
That's
And
hilarious.
I was like, "Shut up, Dad."
Okay,
Well-
that's something we could... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to talk about the movie that I was in, the Alamo.
Oh yeah.
Like, told you about it. Did I ever talk
The
about
movie about the Alamo?
No, the movie The Alamo, the 2004 movie. I
Oh.
was an extra on. Like, explaining to them, like, man, dude. Did I ever tell you about... Did we talk about the girl?
I think
I don't think so.
we
Cuddy?
have talked about it on here. I think.
I can't remember.
Start off the story, then I'll tell you.
Because the story was, I was in Austin, and I was getting a haircut. And the cute girl that was there was a Mexican girl, and she's like from Mexico, and she spoke like, she didn't speak any English, right? And I was talking to her in broken Spanish. My Spanish is pretty bad.
He didn't
say
say
las
this.
manos.
He didn't say this last episode, so let's continue.
What?
You didn't say this last episode.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, okay, so then,
We're going to continue
well,
regardless.
tell me,
yeah.
you might have heard the story, but I don't know if I actually said it here. So the idea, I was getting a haircut, she spoke Spanish, and then she's asking me, how come the Mexicans around here don't speak Spanish? And I go, huh? I told her in Spanish, I said, you understand that these are not Mexicans, these are Tejanos. These are Texians. She goes, what? She didn't understand that.
Okay.
And so that was really weird when someone who is from Mexico, they come here, because I don't know what history Mexico teaches their kids. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on education systems everywhere. And some Mexicans, to be fair, were in Mexico so long ago that the border jumped them.
Yes.
Like Texas wasn't part. Yeah, seriously, Texas
Yes.
was not part of the United States for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
It was
And
called
then-
Tejas de Beja.
Just
That's what it's called.
as soon as you said that just made me laugh. I was like, "What?" The
Yeah, it's
hell?
a funny
It
thing.
makes sense. It makes sense.
The border jumped them.
Have you heard the story? You've heard the story.
No.
The
Oh, you have-
barbershop girl? No.
Oh yeah, so that's
No,
what
this
that's
is the
what I
first
was
thing.
shocking. I was telling her no, this because I told her no, I told her my mother's side has been here for 8 generations. My father's side has been here at the time. I didn't know at the time, but been here since before the Revolutionary War, and so we've been here for a long time. And so she just couldn't understand that. How come no one speaks Spanish? Because we're all from here. We're all Texians. We're all Tejanos, and I think that's what it was too. Like not understanding. Like when I was in the Alamo, a lot of the guys that were there, because everyone lives in the now, and they got their blinders on. They're in the now. They're not really. They don't think of the past. They don't think of the future. And so I was telling them too, like, since I was a lieutenant, right? I was a second lieutenant in artillery, and then they're all part of artillery, the fake all movie. And so y'all know what's going on here, right? And tell us. So they want to know. So I tell them, it's like, well, what's happening here is that this territory we're on is Tejas de Bejar. Y'all know that. And it's Texas of Bejar, basically, because that's why you have Bexar County in Texas. And I was saying that Santa Anna was the dictator. He modeled his army after Napoleon, and they called Napoleon of the West. And then they allowed immigration into their country because they wanted more people to come in. So they allowed the gringos to come in. And so you have, at the time, Louisiana Grays coming in, Tennesseans coming in, and everyone coming into Texas because when they came to Mexico, it was very liberal as in freedom. And so it was very liberal. And they said, hell yeah, we want to move there. So they moved there. They adopted the language. They spoke Spanish. They married their women, and they took up their religion. And they were good. But it got to a point to where there was 5 gringos to 1 Mexican in Texas. And it's like, oh, okay, we're having a problem here, right? You replace the demographics, so watch out.
Cultural adhesion.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right phrase.
It's replacement. It's changing of demographics is not a good thing. So it was bad for Mexico. But then when Santa Anna had all these fires all over his country, putting down rebellions, Indian rebellions, you name it, and now the Gringo rebellion, right? So then the Texians or the Mexicans that were in Bejar, a lot of them, you know what? Let's just rebel. Screw this guy. We're rebelling. So those Mexicans became Tejanos, and the Gringos that came into Texas were called Texians. So Tejas or Texas is actually from an Indian word from Oklahoma that means friend. So the Gringos became Texians, the Mexicans became Tejanos. It's the same word. One's in Spanish, one's in English. They're the same people, or we're all related. We're all from Europe, basically. Yep. So that's what that. And so I was explaining them. So what's happening is that Santa Anna is here to put down the rebellion, and no quarter, kill them all. Basically, and that's what's happening. So I gave him a little history of this is what Texas history is about, and I really don't think, even the Mexicans here, the Mexican restaurants, they don't even know that. When I'm telling them, they're looking at me like, huh? I don't think they teach them that part of the history. The girl didn't know that. They didn't know that. When I was in Manor in Texas, when I was there, Mexicans there didn't know that. I was just like, what? How do you not know this? So that's something. That shocked me. As far as what the hell, dude? Why don't you know this? So again, everyone has blinders on, and they're in the now. They're not in the past.
The tunnel vision is real.
And to be fair, as long as you can understand the laws and the local customs, I don't think it really matters so much as if you're able to speak the language. As long as you stay within those parameters and not you don't stir the pot and become
because a lot of I guess Hispanics or Mexicans, whatever, in Texas, they don't know that, and they start rebelling against the gringos, basically, that kind of thing. And it's like that. You have got the wrong attitude, man, because you don't. They remember when I was going to college down in South Texas, they would always say, "I didn't cross the border crossed me." And it's like, what are you trying to accomplish here? Just play the game and be successful. What does it matter? We're better off.
It's like arguing over indigenous and who conquered who, and
that goes on forever, man. Yeah.
It sucks, right? I mean,
well, the Indian thing too, the American Indian thing. Yeah, it was horrible. But
what was it like before the white man showed up?
They were fighting and killing each other at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So conquest is the nature.
And I'm part Indian too. So I can speak on that because I can tell my grandmother's side. Both of my grandmother's sides, both of them were Indian. So I got 24% Indian, Native American. And so they were conquered. Not only that, I think it was the Apache were in Texas, and there's different subgroups under Apache. And then when the Comanche came in, they pushed the Apaches down. And so that's where my grandmothers basically are from as far as the female side. And it was my grandfather, on both my grandfathers, my mom and dad's side, they were the gringos basically and married the local women, and that's where it come from. So that's what's cool about the DNA stuff is that you can tell, you were talking about what are the drawbacks. Everyone says oh, don't show your DNA. Well, yeah, there is risk about that, but if you want to know,
well, that was the gene tailoring.
Tying back to the gene tailoring thing, all of that 23andMe bullshit, that's in the back pocket of the CIA.
Okay,
literally, CIA bought the rights to that data.
Okay, so the only, man, who do you trust? Yeah, But the only ones I go to, I don't recommend 23andMe. I recommend Ancestry.
I can't recommend any of them
No,
because
I
it's
get
literally
it.
just data set collection.
I know. But as far as like, if you just want to know, right? Because the reason why I know all this is because I wanted to know, and you have to do this. I recommend Ancestry.com and Family Tree DNA. If you want to know where you're from, who you are, and what are you, because what it did to me, it grounded me in realizing that all of humans on Earth are basically just one big, gigantic, dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the true argument that destroys racism is that how can I be racist?
It's
towards
not
people of the
okay.
same race. We're all
That's
human.
that's another thing too. When you say racism, it's the wrong word. I really think it should be familyism. We want to say it that way because
Familyism.
we're all the same family. There are family members in my family, like my brother and Laredo, I don't like because he's a piece of crap. So, like that, like he's a piece of shit. He's still family. I love him because he's my brother. The same thing as if you don't like certain races, Jews, Palestinians, whatever it is, you don't like, you have to realize that they're family. And you have to get over this racism or familyism. They're your family. Get with it. We're all related.
As much as I shit on the Indians like they shit in the streets,
Yeah.
they're still humans. Obviously, I
Yeah.
wouldn't wish any ill upon them. I just want them to better themselves, hence why I bully the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why,
when they're
But
family, they're
the-
still family.
To tie back into that, though, like, I understand why racism would exist, though. Like, purely, it's more, I think it tailors more back to a nationalism because
Yeah.
back when we weren't such a homogenous melting pot globally, that was how you survived, is that your in-group preference kept you alive.
Nationalism.
Yeah, nationalism, but it wasn't.
World War I
it-
caused that. Yeah.
It looks like racism, but that's just because everybody from India was Indian, and then everybody from China was like Chinese.
They don't have the mixing of I guess you say demographics like we do, and I think that's the one thing that's really interesting too. When you look at the populations of I think India has more population than China now. I think there are maybe over about a couple of 100,000. I think it is, but I think India is number one in population. China's number two, and then it's us, and after us is Indonesia. So of all the populations, we're number three, and we have the best right now governing system is the capitalism or Western. Yeah,
I think that's kind of because of the liberal economic order, the liberal world order.
it's Western philosophy. Yeah.
After the British Empire fell off, America took that mantle,
Yeah.
and through the petrodollar has been able to maintain it thus far.
Yeah.
And we might be seeing the end of that.
That's why we need to
with
get
the
Bitcoin.
Saudis buying
Yeah,
or not trading in dollar anymore.
Yeah.
Now that
that's
it's up in the air.
that's scary
We
because
might not be able to maintain it. The
what's-
lifestyle that Americans have grown so accustomed to living.
we're spoiled, dude.
Exactly, because
And
we've been able to devalue the dollar and spread it across the planet.
4% of the world population. Okay, this I was talking to my brother about this. The U.S. is 4% of the world 4.3, 4.5, something like that, of the world population. 4 out of 100 are Americans, right? Now, in that 4%, you blow it up to 100%. Then you have, if you have a certain amount of money, say $100,000, $100,000, you're 1% of the American population. So, like, talk about the 1% of the 1%. That's
Yeah.
insane. And so the way I look at it is I have gratitude and I feel blessed because I can trace my lineage to the beginning of time. And so people who have the free time, the luxury of knowing your past.
When you don't have to walk like 5 miles to get clean water,
Yeah.
you have a lot of time to look into that.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Which is amazing, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, can the rest of the world be us? Like, it's possible.
I think yes. To like,
Mm-hmm.
in isolated like strands, like Africa is still going to be Africa for the
Yeah.
foreseeable future, and that kind of comes down to local governance. I would argue,
Very
not so
corrupt,
much like
yeah.
colonialism going and fucking them over. It's more the victim mindset that they maintain
Yeah,
as
they
a-
just
as a,
they can't figure it
uh,
out yet. Yeah,
as a culture, but
but they're being taken advantage of by the Chinese, Americans, everyone.
yeah,
'cause
right.
they-
Like it's.
I just saw this guy. This guy does briefings on. He was talking about military operations that the I guess it'd be not DevGro, but it'd be like special forces, what they do in Africa. And there was one story where they went into an airport north of northern Chad and stole a Hind D from them, and I was like, that's awesome. You know, like that shit like that. Like the Americans are doing all kinds of.
Look at that. I just typed it in. I was just curious as hell.
It depends on your diverse, because they might argue the UK is the most diverse country.
I'm talking
in the
about,
world
like-
right now.
And that's not a good thing.
Okay.
I'm going to say that.
Diversity of thought is a good thing.
Yes.
I'll argue that.
Yeah.
Diversity as
You're changing your
current
culture.
interpretations.
That's not good.
Yeah, introducing a whole another culture into
Yeah.
yours, so much so where it's like it's becoming a higher percentage of population than the original. Like that's going to lead to drastic changes and eventually balkanization.
The only reason why I looked this up, and also, by the way, the viewers, since you're not able to look at my screen per se,
You could screenshot it and send it to me.
yeah, that is true. But I basically typed into Google because I was curious as hell. Is who is the most diverse country in the world? And for a second, I thought it was America because we're literally the melting pot of like all the
I don't
everybody
think
coming in.
Yugoslavia was at one time too.
Well, I mean, if
Yeah.
I would argue that we probably are because of all the names in Kansas currently, like Wilson, like that's Czech, and not the name, but the people who are there are Czech because the eggs and everything like that. There's eggs everywhere, kind of not everywhere, but there's eggs there, and you got you got some names.
Still European, though.
Yeah, you got names like from Cuba. You got names from everywhere and everything.
Color me the audience. I'm lost. What the fuck are you talking about? Eggs.
They're little
Czech eggs.
the Czech eggs, yeah.
Check eggs?
Yeah,
like the buying the horsies from Lindbergh. The little horsies.
you see that right there? You see that horse in that window?
Shh, don't point out.
You see that?
It's a Lindbergh horsey from
The-
Sweden.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
It's
okay.
like little knickknacks and everything like
Yeah,
that.
but these are all European.
Yeah, but that's still that doesn't matter. That's another culture being brought into America.
Yeah.
It's like that's how the beer rock was made. It was from Prussian Germans
Yeah.
coming to America.
I thought beer rocks were made from crushing beer and rocks together.
I wish that would be so cool, but no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, for real. I went like my whole high school experience not knowing what a beer rock was, and then someone explained it to me. Like, you mean like a fucking like burger and a biscuit?
Okay,
What?
all right. That's
What?
no. Do you understand what it is now, or
No,
okay?
I'm still kind of lost on it. Honestly, it's like meat and bread.
It's meat and bread, yes, but it has sauerkraut in it.
Burrito?
You know what sauerkraut is?
Of course, it's German. I
Yeah,
know.
okay, yeah. So it's
Ich bin
basically
Brad.
yeah. So it's basically you grab some dough, right?
Uh-huh.
And you grab some meat, you grab some onion, you grab some sauerkraut. You put that all together, the meat, the sauerkraut, and the onion. You put it in there, right? And lettuce too. I forgot about the lettuce. You put that in. You get your dough, and like preferably something to make it like a really nice like dumpling kind of size that you just stuff something in, and you get the meat, you put it on top of the beer rock, and then you just cover it up, and you kind of just like knead the dough into a position where there's no seams or anything like that. The meat and everything
It's
inside.
like a pig in a blanket, but with like hamburger.
Yeah, pig in a blanket. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what's this diversity thing you're talking about?
Yeah, like really that back.
You're saying that we're the most diverse or we're not?
But I was trying to figure that out because we have so many, nationalities in here and everything like that. Irish, Scottish, Czech, all sorts of stuff.
I don't count them diverse. It's European.
I don't think it really matters so much as long as we're all like American, which I think America
See,
is
okay,
like an
that's the
idea.
thing. The American, what's diverse? Like, what did you say is diverse? And you saying that Britain is more
Well, we
diverse?
also have Mexicans here too.
Culturally diverse.
Mexicans, Hondurans.
What-
Is it Honduran?
European still.
Rephrase it as what's the most culturally diverse country?
Okay,
Is that like you tailor your definition because diverse might be a corrupted definition?
well, that
Yeah,
is
no,
true, but
exactly.
it is right here. It says this is from
Google.
worldpopulationreview.com. It is the world's most culturally diverse country is the African nation of Chad. Because you just said that earlier. I was like, that's
What?
funny. Yeah, it says here the African nation of Chad, which counts more than 100 ethnic groups among its 8.6 million residents.
okay.
Okay, yeah, I can see
I
that.
can see that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why that's why I saw it. I was like, okay, we have different multiple cultures here, especially Kansas,
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
and that's why I thought. And then you brought up like, oh, I don't see how that is because they're all European. Fuck off, man. First off, all right, it doesn't matter where they're from. It's still culture that's coming.
No,
in.
it's if you want to be picky about it, yeah, but it's still Western. If you want to put a big umbrella over it, it's Western culture.
So
the
where's
part that matters.
So,
the part that matters.
That's
Is
I'm
it-
joking.
Is the prime meridian where you divide Western and Eastern, or is that like? I think I'm just thinking of something stupid. That's like a time differential, like the.
In the Pacific?
I always hear it thrown around like, oh, there's Eastern cultures and then there's Western cultures, and the way that just
Yeah,
splits
what
in
does
my
that mean
head-
exactly? Yeah.
It splits in my head is like, okay, like Asia, Russia,
Japan
like-
Japan would be Western culture now.
Yeah, now
Right?
it is, but that's because we
Yeah.
BTFO'd Japan during
Yeah,
World War II.
I know.
Yeah, Rice Krispies.
Yeah. But yeah,
Rice
there's
Krispie- Oh, shut up! Oh my God!
but
Oh,
no,
you
I think
I think that's racist. Blow that out.
so the idea that no Western culture is out of Greece. That's where it all started. The Greeks are the ones who adopted. The Greeks are the ones who basically
Where the idea of democracy started, yeah.
and you know what they were doing? They were drinking the spiked wine.
No, no.
Stone Ape Theory, guys. We're taking it back.
I'm telling you.
It's all interlinked.
Interlinked.
Shout out Interlink Podcast.
For
We're gonna keep shouting
stealing
that dude out until he shouts us out.
to stealing our name
Stealing our name before we thought of it.
before
yeah.
we thought of it. Bastard.
I think it was more or less like before we could even put it.
Dude, when we did our first video, when he sent me
Yeah,
that,
there's so many times in there. It's like
I
we
thought
are
it was-
Interlink Podcast, and I gotta go in and be like retroactive, like actually we're this now.
just be.
I think leave it there. Just leave it there.
I
and
will.
just-
I'll put like a thing in the description. Like,
well, I
we're
think it'd be
going
funny
under a
when
different name.
when these videos are finally posted. When it's Chromosome 2 podcast, and we're talking about we're the Interlink podcast, and they're like, well, what these dumbasses talking about? Then
Yeah,
you
I
realize,
think they're on the wrong channel.
episode 2, you realize, we couldn't, we had to change it because
Episode 2, Electric Boogaloo.
we had to change it because somebody got it before we did it. Like, damn it!
I swear, if I find a chromosome,
No, we're good,
2,
man. Chromosome 2 podcast, we're good.
Dude, it's hard
We're
to beat
good.
original. Let me tell you that. It's hard being
It is,
original.
it is, but that's
Everything-
something we got on the AI right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For now. Who knows? Maybe we're not real. We're the first AI-generated podcast.
Yeah,
and all this is 100% like not real. None of us exist. We're all in your head. We're all in your head. We're all in your head. We're all in your head.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake
Wake
up.
up.
Nightmare, nightmare,
Nightmare. But no, that's something that's really interesting because especially how America is.
We're definitely when it comes to the U.S., I think our nation is a magnet for talent. They come here.
It's where meritocracy can thrive
Yes,
for the moment.
meritocracy for the world. But look, like a good example is look at Elon Musk. There's no way that Afrikaans could do what he did in South Africa.
Is that
or
what they
in,
carry?
yeah, I think so. Afrikaans.
Just clarify. Afrikaans is a language.
Afrikaans. So he's also Canadian, so there's no way he would have been able to do this in South Africa or even Canada. And so he did it here.
Yeah, it took the resources
Yeah.
and like the management pool of America.
Smart guy who invested into PayPal, right?
Yeah, him and Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay. No, Peter Thiel. That guy.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
He jump started JD Vance's career.
Yes.
Too. Yeah. So essentially, JD Vance is part of PayPal Mafia.
And he is a believer in Bitcoin too.
Exactly.
And Crowder Trader University worked for him.
Oh,
So
that's a connection I didn't know.
So suck it, whoever talks bad about Bitcoin University, because he worked for, I was gonna say Thader? What? Peter?
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel worked for him.
P Thiel.
Now,
Yeah, man, and badass, dude.
here's one thing I want to bring up because you're not entirely right on the whole Mexicans being Europeans and everything like that. I mean, yeah, no, listen. No, don't shake your head, you dick. No, because during the time, the conquistadors and everything like that, and when Spain was coming over and doing their shit,
Yeah, the
there was still people native to that land that was holding out against them. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were in the lowlands. The
But you-
highlands is the ones that got dominated, but the lowlands, that ancestry, that whole
Indian.
lineage is still living to this day.
Indian culture.
They're the true Mexicans and everything.
True Mexican.
The true Mexicans. Okay, that sounded really fucked, but still, no, it makes sense.
Mexico.
I'm not saying. Okay, I would say this now, probably because after a while, all the things from the past and everything like that kind of just either get forgotten or they don't care anymore. and that's when breeding between that lineage and other ones that could dilute that. But still, like, not every Mexican is Spanish descent. Probably the whole majority is, but there are still parts of Mexico that still have like the Yucatec's, everything like that.
They're basically Indian.
They're basic. That's what
they're
it
Indian
is.
Of the native. Yeah.
I'm not too sure if what I'm saying is completely correct. I learned this information from DJ Peach Cobbler, really good YouTuber.
Solid, yeah. Shout out
dude,
DJ.
holy
Peach
shit!
Cobbler.
I love his shit. I love his
Very
stuff.
very funny dude.
Amazing too.
It's that kind of blending of education and humor that makes it like you can listen to it.
It's really good.
And solid editing.
I, I remember trying.
We'll
showing,
never get there, right? We'll never get there.
Fuck, if I don't ever edit it, yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. I remember one time.
No,
I
take your
tried-
time, dude. Edit.
Yeah, I think I'm overworking it. But
Don't overwork it. Just look, we're getting better tools now, and that's the way it's gonna go. Just let it go. Like wiping your ass and throw it in the toilet. Just let it go.
I'm out of practice from editing. It's been years.
But it's
And make sure to input all those silly videos from.
Yeah, I'm trying to find places to slice them in there.
Only if it's good. Yeah. If you
like
find them.
a lot of it is like I look at it and cringe now, so it's like it's my own filter blocking a lot of it.
I'm an adult now.
Yeah, I'm above that.
I'm above.
I want to run for public office someday.
I'm,
Not a chance.
I'm above my toilet humor.
There's some internet sleuth out there that's going to be like, oh, you want to run for public office?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
If we blow up, I know it'll happen. But
I don't care.
fuck it, I'll just get out in front of it now.
Get it all out.
I was at the Diddy parties, guys.
I was at the Diddy
Oh
party.
God.
I shouldn't say no. Even jokingly, you don't want to say that.
It was the Diddy. He was doing the gritty.
Yeah. Dude, there's some recent news about that. Like,
Oh God.
Jamie Foxx. Oh wait, hold up.
Is it Jerry Fox?
All right, yeah, we're about 6 minutes out from the 2 hour mark. Just heads up, guys. But
Oh, okay.
You want to go 3 hours?
I can't do that. But so Jamie Foxx allegedly in his some of his stand up where it's like not recorded and no one can like it's only hearsay, people who have been there and seen it like
Right.
heard it,
Yeah.
talking saying that he's the reason the whole Diddy case blew up is because his health scare that happened last year was related to a Diddy white party.
Ooh.
And beyond that, the rest of it's hearsay, but the speculation is that he was drugged and that led to some kind of health issue.
In his
that-
butt?
The implication when you go to a Diddy party is that, yeah, you get drugged and then you get something up your ass and then you don't remember and then they have blackmail on you. And
Man.
yeah, that would really suck. I love Jamie Foxx, dude. Like, fucking hilarious dude.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. But like to come out with that in like a comedy special, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Also, like right over here in this general area, that's what they're going to be.
But
You don't care?
another scary thing is
Don't
allegedly I think there's some kind of like malpractice happening in the background where they're like trying to like do through a mistrial trying to fuck over the Diddy case because apparently all of his legal notes and stuff were confiscated from him. And that could be because he was using the witness list to intimidate witnesses on the outside because they found him with a fucking phone and he's not supposed to have a phone in prison. Or it could be that someone's trying to throw the case intentionally by doing illegal shit, by taking his legal files away. So that
they
way,
throw it out?
Yeah, so that way they throw the case out because of a mistrial, and then all the
They're
Hollywood elites
covering-
are safe
Yeah, they're covering
because
for
of that. Yeah, you can't look it up anymore because it fucked up the trials. That's insane. If we let this guy go because of a fucking like clerical error or like literally malpractice on the back end, that's the deep state like showing its fucking fangs, like crawling out from the dark, and you see it. Like the lights are on for a second, and they're trying to shut the lights back off real quick, so that way no one fucking remembers they're there.
Yeah. Well, now you have like Trump talking about when he was on Joe Rogan talking about the Kennedy files.
That too. That's
And
scary that he
so
won't release that.
that's, but him saying that, from what I understand, is like the talk now is that you shouldn't have tried to kill me.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to reveal it. And so
Hopefully,
it's
yeah.
like, dude, that's the one thing that frightens me is like, oh boy, here we go. When it comes to him, like what he said it. He said, I've seen the files. I've been through 50% of them, he said. And that people that I respect that said, hey, please do not reveal this because this is bad. And so it was like, fuck.
There's
dude.
already a huge distrust of government.
Yeah. This could shatter. Like, what could. The only possible thing I could think of is that the CIA, worst case scenario, right? This is all theory. This is all hypothesis, right? The hypothesis is that the CIA killed our president.
Basically, yeah. That's,
And so,
if not even that, the bare bones provable thing is that we do not know.
and then
They're
maybe
hiding information.
and then
That's provable.
there is evidence of that.
It's like the same thing with Waco.
Then it's like
Something else with like the alien files is revealed is like we're saying like a no comment or a like sidestepping of the question can be seen as a
confirmation.
Confirmation through a roundabout way. So they're encouraged to just straight up lie.
Yeah,
That's literally proving that our own government has been telling its like employees lie.
Well, you gotta. I can't fault them for that because, for example, like when I hear Sean Ryan talk about the CIA, he has said to like, look, man, we know that the higher ups is fucked up. We need to replace the higher ups, but everyone else, he goes, what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan and other countries in that area too, was outdid the world by tenfold.
Essentially, was proving that like, hey, you fuck with America, this is what you're up against.
Because how he proved that, how he explained it was basically that in the video he was interviewed by I forget the guy's name, but he was saying that the number one bad guy, we'd kill him and we'd be replaced. Well, the number two bad guy on the top 10 most wanted in the terrorism group in the Middle East, the number two guy lasted for like a week. Kept getting hit, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why that person kept getting knocked down or killed off is because of the CIA and how good of a job they did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really good when it's used properly, going after real bad guys. And then when it's used against American citizens or to take out a president, okay, well, come on, man, cut it out. So I'm saying that the FBI part should be replaced too, the higher ups, and keep all the, because there's a lot of good people in there. It's always the political higher ups that ruin it for everything else.
It's just as divided on the inside of those agencies as it is on the outside of them.
And the ones that are like on, I'd say the bad side, like the ones that are on the good side have to keep quiet because they have to fly under the radar, And that, I think that this administration that's coming in now it could change it. And that's what I'm fearful of. I'm fearful of a civil war. I'm fearful of a third world war being triggered on purpose. Not trusting the government, all that. Going before that, the aliens and assassinations, all that crap. Heck, man, dude, we can go on for another hour talking about just like the idea of that aliens are demons, that kind of thing too.
Yeah, the whole like spiritual aspect of it.
And it's very odd. It's very interesting. It's like, man, it's just weird. It's wild.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Are we almost done?
What? You guys want to call it?
Wait.
Maybe we could go a little
You got anything else?
I think we could go a little bit longer, but I don't know how long.
You got to go, right? You got to go?
It's mainly because I got shit I got to do in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
But like, if you got some more stuff you want to expand upon, like real quick,
I think we did pretty good. I actually remember, because I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again, but I'm just so stuck. I think the next thing I'll go back over again would be the 23rd chromosome, but that's about it. Then you move on to the next one and then the next one. But it might be like a 5-minute part, like this species or this, and this time, and this is what they found. And what I want to do is give you a picture of what they think the primates might have looked like. It's just a drawing, a picture, and then that's what I'll show you. So when I talk about you, show the little picture of the monkey, or the monkey in the trees, basically. Show you that. That's what we might have looked like back then.
I believe at this point we're probably going to go on to closing statements and then in the video. So
yeah. So you got anything you guys want to shout out? Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to shout this out.
Yeah, we got to do this.
All right.
Especially with the new setup they got going on right now.
So, Theory Sabers.
Yeah, Theory Sabers.
Yeah.
Lisa Nagaib, what?
Lisa Nagaib?
Lisa Nagaib!